Their Thursday showdown on CNN next week.
We're seeing a real split here in how Trump and Biden are preparing for next week's debate. Biden just left for Camp David last night for what appears to be several days of debate practice, while Trump prefers to have some policy briefings while he continues to make campaign appearances.
Fox's Doug Luzader. The president and Democrats announced last night they've raised $85 million for his campaign in May. The Trump campaign and Republicans already said they'd raked in $141 million. There's a hearing today in Florida where the federal judge presiding over the Trump classified documents case will consider the former president's attempt to remove special counsel Jack Smith, claiming that he was illegally appointed. And we could get a Supreme Court ruling this morning in the Trump challenge to his 2020 election-related federal indictment, claiming he should be immune from prosecution for official acts as president.
The case itself has essentially been on ice since late December, once an appeal was announced in the case. D.C.-based federal judge Tanya Chutkan, overseeing the case, stopped all activity, at least publicly, on the docket until the issue resolves before the Supreme Court. Now, the first appeal was to the D.C. Circuit Court. Those judges ruled that Donald Trump, the former president, does not have absolute immunity.
Fox's David Spunt. That's one of more than a dozen cases the Supreme Court has yet to decide on as it ends its term. Another state is cracking down on social media. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, a Democrat, has signed a bill restricting content for kids under 18.
We can protect our kids. We can tell the companies that you are not allowed to do this.
The first in the nation law bars social media platforms from using algorithms for users under 18 designed to keep them scrolling and looking at videos. It'll be another hot day with heat alerts from Indiana to Connecticut down to Delaware.
But we do have a cold front that's going to push through on Sunday, and that's going to bring some relief.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-887-1010. 800-887-1010.
With plans starting at $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and tons of data, switching your wireless service to Pure Talk is a no-brainer. And right now is a great time to make the switch to help Pure Talk support America's Warrior Partnership and their mission to help prevent veteran suicide. You can help too. Switch your cell phone service today to Pure Talk. Just dial pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk. That's pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk.
The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, how I love Friday. Friday's my favorite day of the week. I could write a song about Friday. I could sing a song about Friday. We need to play George Jones, Finally Friday.
Go ahead and just start singing. Write a song.
Maybe I would just go to the George Jones because it's already written and my song wouldn't be good.
Okay, will you sing the George Jones then?
Finally Friday. Up again, once again, that I can't remember the words.
Drunk Tugger.
How are you this morning, man?
Man, I'm great this morning. I'm having a great day.
Already, but out of the gate, just a good day out of the gate. I love that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think positive that, it is Friday, so I'm kind of on the same path as you are. It's a great day. Yeah. I could almost write a song about it.
I love it.
I might write one for next Friday.
Okay, good. Yeah. You'll have to, you have a full week to get it done, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about today.
There it is.
Yeah.
I didn't pull up the lyrics, so I'm going to get them wrong.
Is this on a MIDI? Or what is that called? A MIDI?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. Yes, that's what it's called, but no, this is not a MIDI.
Sounds like one, right?
I got $100 smoking in my billfold. Anyway.
All right, keep going.
Ready to go. I can't remember all the words.
Oh, man. I'm shocked.
When we get to the hook, here we'll get it. Here we go. It's finally Friday. Free again. Got my motor running for a wild weekend. There we go.
Go ahead, clip that out for my promo later.
Let the good times roll. God, I love George Jones.
That's our new opening.
God.
On Fridays.
Bless George
I can't
Jones.
wait to put this together.
It'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Just be stumbling and stammering.
I like that.
The lyrics worth the dadgum.
I know it's early, but can I already listen? I was listening to Kimmer yesterday. I was driving back. I was up in Hiawassee fixing some plumbing and stuff in the house.
That went okay?
Yeah, it went great.
Good.
And started driving home, listening to Kimmer.
Yeah.
And I heard this the other day, and it just kind of like went away out of my head for a minute. I didn't pay attention to it. And yesterday I did. He's got this new thing. We talked about horny Kimmer, and I know you don't like that word.
Terrible word.
So I don't remember who it was. He has so many beautiful women that call his show every single day.
Is this the one?
You know where
I
I'm
heard
going.
this. Is this the one he told the lady to take her top off?
Yes.
Yeah, what was it?
Baby, yeah.
What was that about?
So it started the other day. I don't know where it came from, but I was listening the other day, and I wish I could remember her name. But she's a wonderful caller. She calls in all the time, and as she got off the phone, he goes, "Now let's get that top off."
Yeah, and it just came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere, and now every woman that calls, he either prefaces because one of the ladies called, and he goes, "Before she hangs up, I got to do it this time," because earlier in the show, woman delivers a nice point. She brings it up.
Yeah.
Kimmer thanks her.
Yeah.
And said, "Now let's get that top off."
Yeah.
And Pete said, "Well, she didn't even hear you, so that's good at least, you know."
Yeah.
And I think Pete's a little uncomfortable with it. I can't tell yet.
I can understand why.
Yeah, I can understand why.
I mean, I don't know that it's allowed.
And see, at first, like, I think I caught the first call, like, in the middle of the call. So I didn't know if she, like, was talking about, like, driving around. It's a beautiful day. She had a convertible or something. So so the first time I heard it, I thought maybe he meant, like, now let's get that top off, like, go enjoy the sun.
So that's not what he meant.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Oh.
No, I think he was looking for some tatas. But I don't understand why. It's on the phone. What's that going to do for him? That crazy, dumb old man.
Maybe he just wants to imagine.
I mean, I'm sure he does the entire show.
There's, the phone service that you can call.
Does that still exist? You can still call sex lines?
Probably not.
Come on.
It used to be a thing.
There's no way anybody calls a sex phone number anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
We'll do some research.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and record your conversations, too, would you? So we can play with those. Sicko.
That would be so awkward. I would want no part of that.
It'll be someone like Andrew who's, like, paying his way through college. He's like, "Yeah, hi, this is Janine. I'm taking my top off." Kimmer's like,
I don't know what just happened, but
I found a list of the 10 best phone sex numbers with free trials.
Oh, there you go.
Free trials?
I guess. Taboo chat, live links.
God. Oh, my God.
Red Hot Dateline, Nightline, the Night Exchange.
It wouldn't be intern Andrew. It'd be that guy. He's the one that, did you just hear that? It's like he's been practicing.
Yeah, that's true. I take that back, Andrew. Andrew's a good kid.
Yeah,
you can tell.
He is a good kid.
Raised by a good family.
That's right.
I'm not saying that, look, Brett and Cecilia are fantastic parents. They just got, every one of us has one of those kids.
They were 2 for 3 on raising good kids.
There you go. Okay, so you're the third? Are you the youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, that
tracks.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Probably was the middle sister. Was she kind of just okay? Did it like?
No, middle sister. She's in med school.
Oh wow!
Oh God, you are such a disappointment,
the oldest child. She married 2 children.
Bored up.
Did she marry into money?
No.
Oh man, what's she thinking?
Yeah.
Kids are cute though, right?
Kids are adorable.
All right.
Okay.
Your parents. He's living in the basement. One of them's a med school
student.
The other one is 2 kids.
And
so they've given grandkids.
Yeah.
What are you giving them?
Absolutely nothing. They're giving me.
Yeah, still to this moment.
Gosh.
And maybe that'll continue the rest of your life, do you suppose?
Oh, no.
No, it'll eventually.
I have a whole new respect now for Brett and Cecilia.
Because
for putting up with you.
They allow you to be at home for as long as you have been. That's that it is admirable.
It's a blessing.
It is.
How many times have they said, like, during a family, we should have stopped at 2?
Ooh.
At 2?
Yeah.
Well, I was a mistake.
Okay.
Well,
all right, there you go.
Yeah.
me and my sister are so close, and they were like, again? You just had one.
Exactly. Oh, my. Well, look, things are going to, your fortunes are going to turn around because Joe Biden is, he's taking care of everything. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, right. The economy's
Probably
great.
get you set up in a nice 500 square foot apartment.
Yeah, and
deliver you a potato and a piece of bread every day.
No, those are
Are you still in your room?
Those are already taken up.
If they bring me Coors Lights, I'm good.
It's a 500-foot apartment, some potatoes and Coors Light.
12-pack of Coors Lights, potato and bread, I'm all set, dude. Doesn't take much.
If you just tell everybody you came across the border illegally, because it's not just, Hispanics that come across, it's all sorts of people. So throw on like a fake Ukrainian accent if you want. They'll take great care of you.
I crossed border.
See?
I came from Kiev.
Perfect.
There you go.
Please give me monies.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That devolved into Borat.
Yeah, a little bit. They don't know.
Most people don't know.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to give money.
Foreigner impression. Yeah, I think that tracks.
No, I think, dude, I guarantee you, if you called that sex line and told them that you were, from
that's it,
from Ukraine, they'd probably buy it.
Red hot date line.
Yeah, exactly.
We've extended your free trial because you're a poor Ukrainian.
That's right. And
America's supposed to take care of you and not them.
War-torn country.
Yes.
It'd be terrible. Y'all, did you see this? This video of Marlon Wayans?
Oh my God!
On the Daily Show.
I didn't know originally that it came from the Daily Show. I thought this was like a serious sit down.
Right.
I think it was supposed to be kind of serious.
Yeah.
And I think it was. The funny part is when you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh. But it was a serious question. I found it very serious because that's the kind of joke this entire thing was.
It's exactly right. So I'll let you hear it. So picture this. It's Marlon Wayans sitting on the left, Nathan Wade sitting on the right, and the conversation kind of devolves rapidly.
So let me ask you, when old girl was like, hey, babe, you want to be in charge of this prosecution of the president of the United States who did this insurrection? Did you think, like, this could get messy? Or you was like, nah, I'll be all right.
We did not have that type of relationship at the outset, and we were interviewing other people for the position.
What position was it?
It was only the position of special prosecutor.
Did that position look like this?
And then he gets into mode.
Or did that position look like this?
So no.
After Wade resigned as special prosecutor, Trump's law dogs still tried to use their relationship to get the case thrown out. They compelled his ass to testify and grilled this hard.
Did you go to a cabin with Miss Willis ever?
But the homie had answers.
Ever? Ever.
Waiting.
No.
So good. And it just continues on for another 2 minutes.
It was so good.
And awkward.
Well, it was awkward because it was the truth. It was awkward because that is not the comedy of it. The comedy is that this actually happened in a courtroom, and that's what makes comedy so fun, is our relation to it because of its reality. And that's what this was. It was a realistic interview the way you'd want to ask questions.
Right.
He made jokes about position because not the position of his, where he is in life.
In ranking.
It was about the position of sex he had with Fani Willis. By the way, she does not want you calling her Fanny. And if she's upset about me calling her Fanny, well, I'll keep calling her Fanny. But at the same time, it's spelt that way. Don't blame me. I'm not doing it because if your name was Fani, I would expect it to be F-A-W. But that being said, this is a joke of a trial, and they made a joke of it on Comedy Central because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly. And look, if they meant for it to be like this is going to be a pressure release and make this go away because we're laughing at it too, #fail. You completely failed. You just look like the buffoon that you are. That's what I thought was the funniest part of it.
Yeah.
Because if it was, he didn't know it was coming, then it turned out awful, for him. And if he knew it was coming, it's even more awful because it was like it went the exact opposite way he wanted it to.
Yeah, it did. It went the exact opposite way, and that's why when he got on the stand, Fani Willis had to come running into the courtroom because she wasn't going to take the stand, but he was such a fool, she decided, I got to come in and take control of this. I did like Marlon Wayans' question at the end when, Nathan Wade's trying to explain, like, the time, we spent a lot of time and we were doing this and we're going through the paperwork, and Marlon just interrupts him and goes, so when did you decide to hit it? Like that, and I just started.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, that is
like if you thought this was a serious interview, it is a complete flop. And if you think that it is it's staged, like I said, it's even worse because you look that much more foolish.
Yeah, he's looking for a book deal is more than anything else. And he'll get the book deal because when he was on and trying to have a actual serious conversation, when they asked him a tough question, he didn't know the answer to, well, let's talk about this timeline. And that was a friendly interview with Caitlin Collins on CNN. And what's he do? His handler says, hold on, time out. We're hiding things. And he doesn't know the right answer, so we have to formulate an answer. And he got up and walked away from the interview. Anytime somebody stands up to walk away from an interview when asked a question, that's because they can't tell the truth, so they have to find out what the spin is they're supposed to say.
Yeah. It's falling apart slowly but surely. Everybody sees it for what it is, and we'll just have to see how this eventually shakes out. Because, with the classified documents case, it's sitting just indefinitely on hold. Mm-hmm. So you're starting to see the breaks in the dam. And this is just, in my opinion, this is just another way when you see it, it shows you how absurd all of it is. It points to the absurdity of it, that they could create a skit on Comedy Central based on it. That's how absurd it is.
I think everybody's laughing at them, but laughing at the entire system at this point, right? Yeah. Because that's exactly what this is. It's a show trial. It's a circus. It's made for entertainment only. There's no facts. There's no truth to it. And if there was, they wouldn't have allowed Fonnie Willis and her boyfriend, her boy toy, her John. Is that a John? Yeah, when you pay. That's the John, right? Or when you, I guess he's the prostitute because he's getting paid to sleep with her, right? So she's the John. Isn't that the way that works?
No idea.
Oh, I got to watch more cop shows. Those cop shows, right? That's what a client is a John because she was the client, right? In that regard, she's paying him to have sex with her.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
she got to pay to get it.
I have no idea.
Man, it's going down the wrong way, isn't it?
Yeah. They
brought that up, not me. They could have just been like, "Hey, we're professionals, and I'm hiring somebody who actually has the skill, who has the expertise, who actually has time served in this position to go ahead and prosecute somebody like a former president." But they knew they couldn't because no one would take this case that was serious. The only person who would take this case is somebody who has no other shot at moving themselves up in the judicial system. Nathan Wade was never going to move forward, so he's like, yeah, I'll take this. I know, because everybody else is like, yo, I'm not touching that. This is ridiculous. It's a false case. It's a circus.
I've gotten a little bit distracted here in the last couple minutes because Stephanie up and coming that at Know It All Mom on Twitter, or now called X. You can find us at Extra 1063 at Tug Coward at Rhino Extra 1063. She said, "Did y'all talk about the mega brawl at an Orlando volleyball tournament?"
Yeah, I saw this last night when she sent that. Carlos talked about the tournament for a little bit. He never mentioned anything about a huge brawl. Now I need to find out the information.
Surely that
somebody call Carlos and wake him up.
She said it was last week, so it couldn't be. It couldn't be the.
Oh, it couldn't be the one
because when I first saw it, I was like, "Wait a minute."
Because there's nothing I'd love to hear than like Carlos was smashing, liberal heads against a wall.
Me too.
But
he was just pounding on some other volleyball dad.
Yeah.
Don't you say bad things about our team.
Some guy walked up to him and was like, "Masks work, Carlos," and he's like, "That's it."
Oh. Yeah.
I'm vaccinated 17 times. Where's your mask, Carlos?
That's right.
I've had enough of you people.
Where's your vax card?
Kicked him down the bleachers.
Yeah. So I don't think it was close. She said it was last week. So anyway,
okay.
Not as funny as I thought that it might.
That would have been awesome.
If it was Lowe's in a
Carlos
fight.
has been hiding a secret.
or if he's in a fight like yesterday afternoon, because that's what I was.
Are they in Orlando or Dallas? I can't keep up with their volleyball schedule.
So it was last week while he was there. He was in Orlando last week.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so confused. He's in Dallas this week.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. Call him. It's 2 hours behind. We'll wake him up at 4:19.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so the timeline does kind of...
Now it adds up. Now
We need to get to the bottom of the story.
Oh my! I need to get a 0FG, man. My brain is not functioning this morning. Everything is off. But we'll do our best with it. We'll see if we can't dig.
He was saying people were cranky getting up early.
I know, right? In the security line. Oh man, dude, this could.
People are throwing down at the volleyball tournament.
That's right, man.
We'll spike your face.
At least if Los got to see it, I would be happy with that. If he were involved, that would be even greater. But we'll take at this point. Even
how do we not get video of this?
That's exactly right, Rhino. We need to find it. We'll have to.
We'll get to the bottom of it. We do the big stories here on Extra 106.3.
Like volleyball brawl.
Your news and talk station. Volleyball brawl in Orlando.
Next.
On today's episode.
On Extra 106.3. Let's get to headlines.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines. Presented by RBM of Atlanta. Your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Friday, June 21st. Kyla Cooper, 24, of Rockdale County, discovered she was pregnant with her third child and went to inform her boyfriend, Rashad Thompson. Thompson's other girlfriend, Arkia Tate, was reportedly not happy with the news. Tate allegedly drove to Cooper's home, where she shot Cooper in the head, killing her. Police arrested Tate, and she was found driving away from the crime scene. Tate has been charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of the felony. Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson is in trouble again. In April, a judicial qualifications commission panel found Peterson guilty of systemic incompetence. She was arrested Thursday morning and now faces charges of felony obstruction of a police officer and simple battery against a police officer. According to Atlanta police, an officer working an extra job at the Red Martini restaurant and lounge approached a woman who was crying outside the establishment when Peterson hit the officer in the head. The judge also refused to give her name to the police. And in sports, the Atlanta Dream may see their largest attendance in team history tonight when they take on the Indiana Fever. The Dream, who usually play in College Park, have moved their game to State Farm Arena due to high ticket demand. The game will feature number 1 overall draft pick Caitlin Clark of Indiana. Tip-off from State Farm Arena scheduled for 7:30. Meanwhile, the Braves in New York tonight as they face the Yankees in the first game of a 3-game series. Chris Sale will be on the mound for the Braves. First pitch scheduled for 7:05.
House divided tonight.
Yeah?
At our house, because my wife's a Yankees fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have to say ugly things to her.
You know, I grew up a Yankees fan, always been a Yankees fan, but, like, living here, I hooked onto the Braves. So, although I'll root for the Yankees, I now don't root for the Yankees against the Braves. Isn't that weird?
Okay. All right. Well, see, I didn't hear that. Okay, the last part.
I'll root for the Yankees as long as they're not playing the Braves. I want a Yankees-Braves World Series every single year.
So awesome, man. So good. So, go Braves. All right, when we come back at Extra 106.3, it's been 2 weeks since Biden's border executive order. And we'll tell you what has changed. Next, on the Morning Extra, Tug, Rhino, and Front Office Los on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday on Extra 106.3.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. The number to get a hold of them is 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. They're doing something great. They are going to make sure your house is as comfortable as it possibly can be by giving you a maintenance agreement, right? You sign up for that, and they get out there twice a year, and they do the maintenance. So your machinery, your HVAC system works to peak performance. When it gets really, really hot, like I'm looking at the temperature, it's supposed to be 92 today. Is your AC system ready for this? Is it going to hold up all summer long? Maintenance agreement will assure that it will last as long as this machinery possibly can. You'll get every ounce out of it. And then there's an additional benefit. You will be donating $10 of that maintenance agreement to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So $10 of your payment goes to CHOA. So you're benefiting the hospital that you take your kids to when they need specialty children's care, and your grandkids same way. So it's a win-win all the way around. It is called Christmas in July. We run it through the end of July. So now through the end of July, get a maintenance agreement. Help yourself, help CHOA, and all you do is call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, cpapsetc.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
This is Tucker Carlson, and you're listening to The Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los on Extra 106.3.
Cheap fake.
Well, oh, that was a cheap fake. You're right. It took me a second to realize what you're talking about, but you're exactly right. That was a cheap fake. It was an AI Tucker Carlson. We did not have Tucker Carlson record that. We were just fooling around. Our chief engineer, Mike Aron, is really good with stuff like that, much like Carlos. And he was like, man, let me see if I can create this. And sure enough, he did. It was one of the very first ones that I remember hearing. You know, it's because that's been running, a couple of years now at least?
Yeah, 2 years.
He was ahead of it for sure. I don't know why anybody's mean to kids. I can't imagine being mean to animals, the elderly, or kids. I just have no patience for it. There was a 30-foot
Democrat either.
Yeah. There was a 30-foot playground structure that was completely stolen off a playground. This was at an organization down in Jacksonville, Florida, that works with autistic kids. Somebody stole their entire playground.
The girls were shocked. A couple of them got here before me, and they were like, Melissa, what are you doing with the playground? It was just gone. I don't know how you take a 30-foot playground. They took the swings. They took the slide. They took the monkey bar, like everything. It's just gone. It's really bizarre.
I just have no words to describe anybody that would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are the lowest common denominator. You are the lowest down. You are a snake's belly. You are...
You're garbage, man. You're disgusting.
I mean, unreal. It was from the Growing Together Behavioral Center. They just installed this playground at their location, and it disappeared right after they put it up. So it leads me to believe that somebody who was either involved in putting it together, you know what I mean? How
Maybe
else
they
would
didn't pay.
It could be that, but
They got
probably
repoed?
Probably not.
I doubt it, too.
Something tells me she would have brought that up, or it would have been asked.
We forgot to pay. And
yeah,
we
and they
asked
came
for
and
another
repoed
day.
it in
They
the middle of
came
the
and
night.
repoed it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that. But it leads me to believe it's like, when a lot of times when crime happens, like it's someone they knew that perpetrates the crime on someone. I feel like that's what this has to be too. Like, somebody knew it was there, somebody that worked there, somebody that came and put it together. There had to be somebody that knew it was there to go get it.
You had to take it apart. Like, piece
that's the
by
other
piece.
Thing. That's how,
because it's big.
Yeah, and those are like a day-long project.
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody saw. Like, how did nobody see?
Well, interesting you bring that up.
Okay.
The only clue left behind about what was happening is that the criminal, and I'll show this to the YouTube folks right here so you can see it, is they took tape and put it over the surveillance camera. They were smart enough to do that. They knew where the surveillance camera was.
No kidding.
So that makes me go, it has to be somebody that knew it was there, you know? And so the fact that you'd be willing to do that you're that low down, is the worst of the worst, man. You can't get any more low down, despicable than taking from kids. But then kids with a disability to begin with is just, gosh, there's nothing worse.
I feel like there's more to this.
There has to be.
Because it doesn't look like a playground that you just go steal and sell.
Well, no, it does.
Just at a random place. That seems it feels like a crime of passion.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe somebody. Yeah, like somebody who worked there that was upset that they're not making money, and they're like, you know what, they could spend it all on this. Well, I'm taking this.
Yeah,
I see. I lean more. This is something I think you could sell, though. But I see them on Facebook Marketplace all the time, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's not even that big one.
Well, I mean, it's
I was
30
thinking
feet.
like one of those. I know.
It's big,
it's
but it's
definitely
not, like,
big, but it's not like one of those big
that are bolted to the ground.
Plastic. Yeah.
No, you're right about that. I don't know.
Scumbags, man. People are scumbags.
But
sometimes.
I feel like the effort and planning and the whole process of stealing that and selling it and transporting it is not worth the money you're going to get for that.
I mean, they spent $12,000 on it. They said it cost $12,000.
There's $12,000.
I mean, that's a.
I mean, how much are you going to sell for?
The Jacksonville
if you put it on Facebook Marketplace,
Jacksonville Sheriff's Department said they've seen them on Marketplace and online used for $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it seems like a crime of.
I'd ride my bike around the neighborhood and look to see who has a new one in their backyard.
But I mean, how are you gonna? I mean, it's not like this is a unique one.
They all look alike.
They do, man. You get it at Home Depot or whatever. You know what I mean?
There's serial numbers. I mean, but you're not advertising that on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm going to scan this thing. You think there's
maybe there's identifiers for that specific one? So maybe kid had to draw a marker on something.
My brother-in-law bought one for his kids in the backyard, and then as they get older, he was literally talking about it over Father's Day weekend. He was like, "We're probably going to take that thing apart and sell it because the kids don't use it anymore." And even if we sell it for a few $100s. Some kid will get some use out of it, and it's out of our way. You know? So, I mean, it'd be a win-win for everybody. So, it happens all the time, but somebody's low down to do that. Hopefully, they will figure that one out. And I read that Jacksonville, Florida, is one of the worst places to live in America because of crime. They're having super issues.
Yeah, it's really
down
bad
in Jacksonville, and that's where this happens.
Of course,
wouldn't surprise me at all.
Definitely a Democrat voter. They want to mutilate kids. They want to kill babies. Definitely Democrat.
Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. So it's been 2 weeks since Biden's border executive order.
How's that working out?
Well, not all that well.
Huh.
42,000 people have crossed the border since that executive order. 42,000 in 2 weeks.
Well, they're all fine. They're all like good people.
It's funny you bring that up.
Wait, where do you break the... Hold on. 2 weeks. Break that down because it's not supposed to get over 1,500 a day.
Mm-hmm. So that means they're not following their own executive order, then.
Of course they're not. It was a pander.
No,
we already knew that.
As if there was any suggestion or belief that it wasn't a pander. They knew exactly what they were doing the entire time. They knew the polling numbers were so bad on the southern border that they had to do something. So they did this political theater. Look, we're going to do something. And, of course, they're not doing anything. And the interesting thing, the Biden administration, the federal government, the FBI, they're waving their hands saying there is a terrorist attack coming. I mean, it is going to happen. There's red lights going off everywhere. We've heard that a few times now.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I think it was Merrick Garland that said, well, I know white supremacy has been what we've said is the biggest threat to the homeland in the United States of America, but turns out it's Islamic terrorism that is the biggest threat. So for 3.5 years, they've said white supremacy is the biggest threat to the American homeland. All of a sudden, it's not.
I know you can't, because I can't. Give me an example of how white supremacy was the threat.
Oh, they could. Nobody knows.
What?
Well, you remember General Milley
What
testified. General Milley in front of Congress testified that it was white supramacy. He's like, what was this, like 2 years ago?
What does that mean?
Oh, well, he said there was white rage, privilege.
Yeah. How many 13-year-olds were raped because of white supremacy compared to how many have been raped and killed and murdered because of an open border? This has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with your sexuality. This has nothing to do with anything else. This has to do with us being secure and every single person that lives in this country being able to walk the streets and not worry about their children, or go for a jog at their college and not worry about losing their child. Those are the things that we need to be worried about, because I'll tell you right now what's going on at the border. The people who are crossing illegally, 42,000, that's the people that they've encountered, by the way, right? That's not the people that got away. That's not the people who are going through open areas. That's not the gotaways. Those are the ones that they said they were going to cut down and make sure that if it got over $2,500 people, right, they're going to shut it down. Until then, they haven't done that. They haven't followed through. They won't. But yet, every single day, we have another story of an American citizen or a child either being raped, sodomized, or worse, killed by illegal immigrants.
Nothing about that is going to change. But I tell you, I'm concerned about the red lights flashing, because they're saying that for a reason. They're trying to CYA, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they did this political theater to curtail, saying, look, we tried. This was our effort to make sure that stopped. We knew. We saw it. We saw those red flags. We saw those red flashing lights. That's why we did what we did. We took executive order on the border. So we're not to blame.
That's not even the beginning of it. It's, we warned you. We told you. You don't want to give us funding for a new building. We need more resources. We need more taxpayer money. The FBI is your friend. You keep vilifying us, but we're the ones who tried our best to stop a terrorist attack, but it happened. So make sure that you give all of your money to us. That's what that really is about. They don't care.
CYA,
They need to, again, it's a CYA and also a way to get more money out of the American citizens and change the narrative that they're not weaponized against the government. They're trying to show you, we're not weaponized against the people. We're trying to protect you. Send us more money. Build us a new headquarters. Do these kind of things. But the fact of the matter is, we're not being safe at the border. We got to start there more than anything else. And I want to, look, we were going to do this earlier, and I think it's this important. People don't think people only recognize Laken Riley in this state. Let me tell you what happened just this month. Forsyth County. Jesus Flores Vilches was arrested for aggravated sodomy against a child under 10 on May 18th in Floyd County. Hugo Mendoza Lopez arrested for child molestation and statutory rape. Hall County, same time. In April, Vladimir Lawara, I don't know how to say it, I apologize, arrested for child molestation. I've got 17 other cases over the last month, 30 days. 17 other cases of children This is just children that I've been following that have been abused, raped, sodomized, or murdered right here in our state. The only one we talk about is Laken Riley. I don't know why. We need to bring up every single one of these because as they sit there and go, well, Laken Riley, that's an isolated incident. Oh, a 13-year-old in New York, that's an isolated incident. These are counties that, you live over by, Forsyth County. We know Carlos does. We know these things are happening in our counties every single day. And exactly. Hall County, that's right here. Guys, this is happening every single day. And
are
we're
all those
ignoring
illegals?
These. They're all illegals that have been brought here, vetted, and then found out now they're all on hold to be sent back because they realize, I didn't see his rap sheet when he was coming through the border.
Well, that's because the CBP doesn't have access to those. Mm-hmm. They don't have access to those databases. Exactly. That's the reason the 8 from Tajikistan got through.
Yep.
Because they were vetted as well.
Yes.
Planning a bombing in the United States. That's why the Biden administration right now is waving their hands saying, look what we did. We are covering our backsides. So when this happens, and they've already said it's not if, it's when this happens, we can say we did something.
Yep.
Even though for 3.5 years, we've left the door wide open. And then take it a step further. 1 in 4 CBP officers have left their job in the last 3.5 years because their hands are tied. They're told that they're whipping migrants. Mm-hmm. They're told not to do their job. They know better than what's happening, and they know it's not right. And so they're like, I can't do anything about it. I'm leaving this profession. 1 in 4, 1/4 of our entire Customs and Border Patrol have left their jobs.
Yeah. Why? What? But it's the same with the police. We vilify all these people who are out there trying to do what they need to do to protect us, to protect the citizens of the United States. And our elected leaders are doing what they can to not protect the citizens of the United States and protect their money, protect their pockets. Why would you want to work for them? It's sad because there's so many first responders, police officers. There's so many people who want to be a part of the military and go serve their country. But even now, that's been diminished because of the policies of the Biden administration. They are a cancer to this country. Every single Democrat and every single one of you liberal Johns and all of you Chips out there and Aunt Peggy's that continue to vote for these criminals, these racists, these people who will not protect you and your family. I hate to tell you this, but these guys didn't select Republicans to go kill. They didn't go out there and go, let's see what Laken Riley's voting record is. They're coming for whatever victim they can find, and they're happening in the lower income communities. A lot of the children that are being raped are in the Hispanic community. A lot of the children that are getting raped are in the black communities, in the low income communities. Democrats aren't there to protect you. They're there to put abortion clinics in there so that you can kill babies. And they're there in your neighborhood to tell you that it's okay if you want to medically castrate your children. They're not there to protect your children.
And the evidence is that the border, the front door to America, has been wide open. They pretended for 3.5 years that white supremacy was an actual issue. They did studies in the United States military. The Pentagon did studies to find and root out white supremacy. The problem was they couldn't find it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so minuscule. Their findings, their own findings were so minuscule that they had to say, actually, their minority groups are more radicalized than any of these people that we're saying are white supremacists. And the number for both are very, very low. But the point is that they've said that for 3.5 years, and now they're doing a drop step. Now they're doing a pivot going, wait, it's not white supremacy. We're wrong.
Yeah, of course.
It was radical Islam.
Yeah.
And they've been flowing over the border nonstop for 3.5. The Chinese, oh, my Lord. The Chinese, there's been a spike.
Russians.
Oh, my Lord. The spike is huge of these people coming from places that hate us, that know the front door is wide open, and they're coming over here to destroy. They're coming here to cause havoc, to do some. Are there people that are coming for noble reasons, to better their families,
sure,
to help them? Of course there are. Of course, yes. But are there equally as many people that want to do damage to the United States? The answer is yes. And the federal government has admitted it.
Yeah.
For 3.5 years, they didn't. Now they are.
Yeah, because now they need to win an election, so they're like, oh, well, there are some white people that were kind of nice. Well, let's lay down a little bit on the white supremacy and go back to the, xenophobia, because that's the thing they're going to now. Anybody who doesn't want to keep the border open, you're now xenophobic again. And that's not true. What I am afraid of is my child being hurt or murdered by somebody who's illegal.
Goodness. It's just nonstop, never ending, and it seems so blatantly obvious what is happening and what should happen. Mike Rowe nails it on student debt relief. This guy, man, I love Mike Rowe. I never watched Dirty Jobs, but I love Mike Rowe. I love what he says. I love what he stands for. And I can't wait to play you this cut because, again, he's showing his wisdom in the face of ignorance that happens all around him, all around the country. Next on Extra 106.3.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Is there any truth to the saying that better the devil you know than the devil you don't know? You know Trump. You know he's a big mouth. You also know he's decisive and loves America. The devil you know. Joe Biden, you don't even know who's yanking his chain right now. The devil you don't know. Think about it.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, you've heard me before, and I hope you're listening. If not, listen now. Now is the time to prepare. Now is the time to make sure your family is going to be safe in any kind of emergency. And I know sometimes it's overwhelming. You don't even want to think about it, but why? Why wouldn't you have everything you need to survive any kind of problem? It's not just about a bunch of zombies running around. No, we're talking about real things. Things like a train turning over in East Palestine and making sure that you had the water to survive that. Well, that's what True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway is all about. They're a locally owned and operated company, and they want to make sure that your family is safe at all times. That's why they got everything you need, whether it's freeze-dried food, water filtration, firearms, firearm accessories, ammo, or even first aid kits, and I'm talking about first aid kits that will actually save a life. And maybe you're new to it. I was new to it at one point too. The one good thing about True Prep is, like I said, they're local right there in Marietta on Cobb Parkway, and they even have some workshops that will get you started, including their intro to preparedness supplies. This weekend, they have a great workshop, something that I think a lot of people need to take advantage of. Solar is important when you are in control of it and the government isn't, and they want to make sure that you know how to set up an entire solar system in case the power goes out, but at the same time, benefit from taking advantage of the tax credits. That's a great workshop that they have going on this weekend. You can go check it out at trueprep.com. In fact, all their workshops, they got a big blood drive coming up. They care about the community, and we care about them over at True Prep. So make sure if you're going to shop local with True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. Go right now to their website. You can check out all the great things they have, and you can sign up for the workshops right there at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one has been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other Metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
CRH America's Materials Incorporated seeks a senior application and integration developer in Atlanta, Georgia. Work with software developers, analysts, and application designers to conceptualize and develop new software programs and integrations between applications. Position is fully remote and may be performed from anywhere in the U.S. 10% travel required. Email resume to aida.pilav@crh.com and reference job code 7459157 radio.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Get the gift that keeps on giving with the RBM of Atlanta's Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event. Each of our certified pre-owned vehicles undergoes an exhaustive process of analysis, inspection, and reconditioning until it meets the uncompromising standards of RBM of Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz. For a limited time, get special financing from as low as 2.99% APR. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through July 1st, 2024. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call 770-390-0700 for details.
Election coverage is more than polls and numbers. It's about what matters in your life and your community. And Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station cares about your community, your voice, and most importantly, your vote. So keep it all here for the latest and download the Extra 106.3 app and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Much to the surprise of most everybody on this show, I did not watch a lot of Dirty Jobs. I actually learned about Mike Rowe through my brother-in-law, who is a retired Air Force captain who loved Mike Rowe, loved Dirty Jobs. And I watched an episode or two with him, but he's the one that said, you need to listen, this guy's really smart. And I would go and read some of the things he'd written. I started following, listened to his podcast occasionally called The Way I Heard It's Really Good, based on Paul Harvey. And when he speaks, I listen because I have that much respect for him, Rhino. He's such a freaking brilliant guy.
Really is, because I went from watching him like clean out porta potties and like get stuff all over him, or even like getting down in a sewer, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy's crazy." Yeah. But then to hear him talk, I was like,
"He's not crazy at all."
Wow, this guy's brilliant.
And I want you to hear his point of view on student debt relief.
Look, man, it's very, very difficult to sit quietly at home and hear about a student loan forgiveness program that is going to benefit Harvard graduates, right, who are not currently working in their chosen field but have this massive amount of debt, when the underlying institution is sitting on $52 billion in an endowment. You put yourself in the place of a guy making $130,000 a year, busting his ass, raising his family. That's a bitter pill. And that's just one. Throw in the plagiarism stuff, throw in the protesting, whatever side of that you're on. So they're looking at all that, and then they're looking at, frankly, they're looking not just at the cost, but there is a conversation that's reaching everybody. And it's when you see guys like Bill Aikman holding on to tens of millions of dollars in donations that he decides, no, not this year, Harvard, not going to do it. It's a long list of people. And I've contacted them personally and said, hey, if the money's burning a hole in your pocket, we award work ethic scholarships, $2 million a year. You know, it's a rounding error for you at your next lunch. Give it to me. And I promise you, the schools that our people go to get trained in these jobs, no one's burning flags, no one's defacing statues, no one's, it just doesn't happen there. Right. Because they're focused on doing something that's so much more primal.
Common sense. Mm-hmm. That is the banner for common sense, Mike Rowe, and what he said right there. Everybody who hears it goes, yep, that's right. Hard to, it doesn't matter where you are politically. It does not matter. And he's not even really a political guy. No. I don't know where he stands politically. I assume he's probably relatively conservative, but I don't know that for sure. When I hear him speak, you know, he speaks with common sense. That's why I know that I'm attracted to listening to what he says.
Well, yeah, I mean, common sense is important because the more you hear from the left and the way they talk about the student aid, well, it's so confusing. And that's why, you know, we have to relieve this because, you know, these are 18-year-old kids and they don't even understand this. Hold on. We have 18-year-old kids getting into colleges And you're telling me they don't understand how to read studentaid.gov and all your government and federal. There's two problems with what you're saying. Number one, well, you're doing a bad job with your student aid. You should be a little bit more upfront. And if you go to their website, it tells you exactly how to estimate your payments,
knows.
what you're going to do. Everybody knows.
I know
These
what
are
the student aid is for my own son.
This is, I think, the most poignant point he made was, here are some people like myself, that are working for our families, taking care of our families, paying our debt, you're paying money for your son's school, stuff that you saved up to put away for it, to help him out. He'll be responsible for the rest of it. And you're instilling that in your child. But why should we pay for others?
It
like the guy the other day, what's his name? Ben Cairns?
Yeah. Yeah, the dude that works for the government.
Yeah, who works for the Joe Biden administration, and thank Joe for relieving his student debt when he's making a ton of money and can't pay back $8,000.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, real people are struggling in this country.
Thank God for Mike Rowe. That's all I can say. Anybody that hasn't paid attention to him, go listen to him. He's big behind the trade schools. He's been that way for years. It's not a fly-by-night thing for him, and he's exactly right. Find something that has value. Gender studies has zero value. Freaking all of those lousy, useless ways of studying in college, just pointless. Anyway, when we come back, the decision's been made where Trump will stand, what Biden will do, and how the CNN debate will go. We'll talk about it next.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Name one state, one city, one political jurisdiction in this country where the lives of its citizens were enhanced or improved in any significant way by kicking Republicans out of office and electing Democrats.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Have you considered securing your family's future? Protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease. Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademark Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, June 23rd at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features live music, educational speakers from the CDC and Emory, and over 30 mushroom-themed vendors. Early bird tickets are only $10, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Get ready for unfiltered conversations on The Janelle King Show, where we tackle the topics that you won't hear at your family gatherings, but they're absolutely crucial for a strong republic. Don't miss us live every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on Extra 106.3. But if you can't tune in, that's okay. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Join us for these discussions, and I can't wait to meet you there.
Hey fans, summer is here and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Van Sant Law, vansantlaw.com.
Case dismissed. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Against some of the pro-Palestinian protesters arrested at Columbia University in New York in April. Just like this one predicted when Fox interviewed him back in April.
We'll do what we always done. We'll get arrested. Just like the criminals in the subway, they're always right back out.
At least 30 of the 46 cases against those campus protesters were dismissed. Those Columbia students and staff members were arrested and charged with misdemeanor trespass on April 30th when anti-Israel demonstrators took over that academic building on Columbia University's campus, barricading themselves inside for hours before police with riot helmets cleared the damaged building.
Fox's Chanley Painter, the Manhattan DA's office cites insufficient evidence, but tells Fox Digital they continue to pursue other cases, including assaults on police officers. 2 more migrants in the U.S. illegally are murder suspects, this time in Houston, Texas, facing charges in the strangling death this week of a 12-year-old girl. Border Patrol says since President Biden's executive order restricting asylum June 4th, arrests of migrants crossing into the U.S. illegally are down about 25%. The president is at Camp David prepping for next week's CNN debate with former President Trump.
The May fundraising numbers are in, and these are some eye-popping figures. The Biden team raised $85 million, but the Trump camp pulled in a whopping $141 million. This was a critical test for Trump because these are the first total fundraising numbers we have seen since his felony convictions in New York last month.
Fox's Doug Luzader. There could be a Supreme Court ruling in a Trump case this morning.
Prosecutors and former President Trump's legal team have been waiting since oral arguments in April to find out if the presumptive Republican nominee can use presidential immunity in his D.C. criminal case for allegedly trying to interfere with the transfer of power after the 2020 election.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. It's one of more than a dozen cases the Supreme Court has yet to decide on. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-887-1010. 800-887-1010.
With plans starting at $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and tons of data, switching your wireless service to Pure Talk is a no-brainer. And right now is a great time to make the switch to help Pure Talk support America's Warrior Partnership and their mission to help prevent veteran suicide. You can help too. Switch your cell phone service today to Pure Talk. Just dial pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk. That's pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk.
Does your friend listen to an old station whose news gives them the blues? Set your friend right. Tell him to download the Extra 106.3 app.
That's a very groovy little sound you're bringing us back with, Joey, on a Friday. I like it. It's kind of the way I feel today.
The vibe.
Yeah.
Me too.
I feel this way.
It's like a summer, yeah. We should be doing the show live from the lake. Over on the beach.
Yes. I love that idea. And that's what this reminds me of.
Paddleboarding, kayaking.
It's very reggae feel. Toes in the sand.
Toes in the sand. Dunking Joe's head underwater. Laughing.
But that would mean we would have to go on a vacation, right? Because that sounds like something you do on a vacation. Paddleboarding.
Absolutely.
And holding each other's head on the water and splashing splashing each other in the lake or the ocean or whatever.
Drinking like those fruity drinks that Carlos likes to drink.
Yes, count me in for all those. Listening
Take
to
a
reggae.
Corona.
Okay, fine.
Or Red Stripe. Ooh.
You put the lime in?
Oh, of course.
Not in the Red Stripe. The Red Stripe you just go, but Corona.
Americans are number one. Number freaking one.
We are.
Well, yeah, that too.
Good job, Goey.
At taking the fewest vacations of any other country in the world.
Yeah, it's stupid.
We, on average, the average American gets 2 weeks off, and only 53%, so just barely over half, actually use all their days.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it with, like, I would like more.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think
I could get rid of my 10 days. I already got rid of my almost all my 10 days.
I think Americans are crazy for not using their vacation time. And I don't know how you don't. Like, because we have to take a day here or there or everywhere, it seems, to go over to Charleston to see my son, and the ball team and all that sort of stuff. You got, you've been down to Florida. I feel like all of us.
I gotta use it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you have to.
Personal day,
Yeah.
vacation day, sick day.
absolutely.
I won't use sick days.
Yeah.
Vacation day. I don't understand people who don't. You need to have that break. And I guess there are some people who work for some companies that their company says, hey, if you don't take your vacation, we'll send you a check for that back.
Or roll it over.
Yeah,
to
or
the next
roll it
year.
over. So maybe they're saving it for one big trip. But maybe that's why. Because I think people look, how can you not look forward to a vacation?
Or there's people working hourly, paycheck to paycheck, and
that's right.
They can't afford to.
And then just finding the time. One of the biggest excuses is finding the time to plan the trip. Because,
That's an excuse, right?
Yeah, I think so. It does take some effort, though.
Sure.
If you want to do it right. It does take effort to get my wife is the vacation planner, and I'm telling you, she's meticulous. And even if we're just going to see Jacob on the weekend in Charleston, she's meticulous in what she does.
But
so
that's
I know
easy
it takes
for her.
time. Yeah,
right?
She's good at it.
Yeah,
she's really good at it.
Like we're easy. I guess it does get kind of complicated, but our thing is, let's find a campsite.
Yeah, right.
$25 a day.
Yeah,
let's find a campsite.
man.
That's our thing. But again, it does take a lot of planning and go, okay, what do we need to pack? What do we need to bring?
Logistics is real, man.
And I'm glad that Erin is so good about, and that's part of probably her military background. And she has the list of everything we need. It's laid out, and all I have to do is pick it up and put it like Tetris, in the back of the truck.
Right. Which is
that's my job.
It's funny. My father-in-law, that used to be his gig. He was a mastermind at being able to lay in everything so much like you're describing the Tetris game. So everything was perfectly packed. Once you pulled it out, nothing fell out on top of you like when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was just so good at it. And I've learned a little bit from him. I've gotten a little bit better. But yeah, packing that's a skill. That's an actual skill.
And I'd rather camp because I know shorts, bathing suit, my undershirts, and that's about it, and some sandals.
Yeah.
When I have to go on a real, one of those, I don't want to say real because my vacations are real, but when I have to go to I don't know, a hotel or I'm going away or it's a trip like that, then I have to think about, well, what am I going to wear? What do I have to bring? What about this night? We're going out for dinner with the friends that night. I don't like that part. That part's a lot. That's overwhelming.
It doesn't matter where we're going. I'm taking the same thing.
You just polo, hat.
I'm taking
pants.
the same thing.
Sure.
And then obviously bathing suits, shorts, or whatever.
But does Laura
that's it.
go through and go, Tug, you need this too, and throw extra stuff in yours?
Sure. And you know how often I wear that? Never.
Right?
Yeah.
Leave for the weekend, pack 10 pairs of underwear.
Yeah. That's always smart, though. Extra underwear is always a...
Never know when you're going to poop your pants.
You just ask Joe Biden.
That's true. Yeah.
So true.
Well, in his case, you just go wherever you want. You don't care anyway. Someone else will clean it up.
Cha-cha-cha.
I Colorado, it was funny because Erin, and maybe the roles are reversed, she's like, you have overpacked. You have way too many clothes. You don't need all this.
When a woman telling you that is funny, dude. That's funny.
I put my overalls in. I knew that's a go-to every single time. I bring my overalls. You never know when you're going to need something warm.
Yeah.
So I put my overalls in. Then I started putting jeans. And 5-day trip. And then 4 pairs of shorts. And then 2 other shorts. And then 3 bathing suits. And then she's like, what are you doing?
3 bathing suits?
You're never
You
going to
take-
wear any of them.
I'm the same way.
You take 3 bathing suits? Y'all both take 3 bathing suits?
My mom always told me to overpack. She trained me that way.
But the bathing suit, I understand overpacking
dumb.
underwear, but why
I don't know why
why do you pack 3 bathing suits?
So when I have bathing suits, I plan on it as an outfit because I'm usually going to be at a beach or a pool with everyone else. So I have a shirt that matches those bathing suits because all my bathing suits, like one of them's flamingos and palm trees. The other one is like just blue and white water look. Like they have to match.
I couldn't care less if my bathing suit matched my T-shirt. Like my wife will pack.
I shouldn't because I never actually wear it and do it.
She will pack me 2 or 3 bathing suits as well, and I always wear 1 bathing suit. She was like, well, are you worried about it being dirty? I was like, it's a bathing suit. You're going into the dirty, water anyway.
Yeah.
That's her whole point is that you either A, need to wash it or B, and I'm just like, no.
So you'll put on that damn bathing suit again?
Yeah.
Sure will.
And Colorado, it was funny because, we rented the Airbnb knowing that, okay, this is the way we want it laid out, and it's got a jacuzzi, and I didn't wear a bathing suit once in that jacuzzi.
There you go. See, now, Laura, she's kind of got me trained now, but for years, I would wear the damp bathing suit. And she was like, it's funny you bring that up because she would ask me, she's like, is that not better? It's just dry, And I guess it is. I don't care, man. It just does. When I'm on vacation, I don't want to think about anything, including what I'm wearing. I just don't care. I don't care.
Unless it's something like a wedding that I have to bring a suit and all that. That's the only time I want to think.
Yeah, man. If we're at the beach, the only thing I need is my speaker and my flip-flops.
Yes.
And
one bathing suit,
one bathing suit and a T-shirt, and a whole bunch of drinks.
And I realize nobody cares if you're wearing the same thing because no one's paying attention to you. So
they don't care.
That's why I started. I went from having a full suitcase like that I would have to check to a carry-on because she's like, no, and I'm like, okay.
And my wife's the exact opposite. She was like, you'll need this, you'll need that. What about this? Could be that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of those things.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta be fitted up.
Yeah.
Always.
What now?
For the ladies. I have to be fitted up.
Okay, that makes sense.
What's that mean, fitted up?
Outfitted.
Outfitted.
Dressed. Not
Dressed nice.
necessarily well, but looking good.
Okay, so I guess that's different because like Aaron and I are together, you and Laura are together. We don't care about other people and what they see or look. We're not looking for girls. He does, so I guess it does kind of make sense.
I gotta get that lake vibe perfect or that beach vibe perfect. Just spot on.
Well, that's just a Speedo and sandals, buddy.
I just think I wear a shirt.
No shirt.
I think when you try to plan it to look a particular way, that it comes off as trying too hard. The people that look the coolest are the ones that are just there having a good time. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. That in my view. I think you look like you're trying too hard.
They're looking effortlessly cool. They planned it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Now some people. I'm not saying that's 100%, but most people that have the most fun at the beach are the ones that ain't planning. They're just out there
and they don't care.
Ball. They're having a ball.
Tug's absolutely right. And you're going to learn this, especially when you get involved in a relationship where you don't care what anybody else thinks. I will go on the beach and I don't care that my belly's hanging out. I don't care if my belly's hairy. I don't care if I have a booger coming out of my nose anymore. I'm just on the beach like, hey, yeah, I'm wearing black socks.
Yeah.
There are bugs in this one.
I'm wearing black socks.
Yeah.
I just came from bar.
And I'm going back.
Yeah, I came from the bar's right here next to me.
I brought my own bar.
One time.
Okay. All right.
I was down at Panama City. It was 10:30 in the morning, and a guy came up and goes, I can't believe all of those drinks next to you are empty right now, and there were 10 empty. At that point, I like I like the Bud Light margarita things that they have.
I know what
for
you're
a minute.
talking about. Yeah, I don't dig them.
I got
the Lime-A-Ritas.
Yeah,
I've seen those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I like the strawberry Rita.
Come on now. I know what you're talking about.
I went through 10 of those by 10:30 in the morning at Panama City, and I was just sitting and I was by myself on the beach.
It like that though,
dude. What? I went through 10 of those one time while tubing the hooch.
Yeah.
And I swear, you feel sober the entire time.
I don't
and then
understand.
it just
hits you at the end.
And then right as you step out of that tube, you go,
Yeah.
oh,
That was the thing.
I can't walk straight.
I sat on that beach until about 10:30 that night, and I couldn't. I was like, I'm not getting off. I'm just sitting here.
I'm just gonna
yeah, I went through way too many of those.
You say
okay.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You say Panama funny.
Panama?
Yeah.
Panama.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Panama.
What? Panama?
Panama.
Panama. I can't say that way.
How do you say it? Well, you say it again.
Panama.
Panama? I mean,
Panama
think about
City?
1984.
Panama City?
Panama City.
Panama?
I put a W on there.
What do you say?
Panama.
I say Panama.
Oh my gosh.
And you say
Panama.
And you say
Panama.
See, but
Panama.
Eddie Van Halen, they're not playing Panama. You know, it's just
Panama. Not Panama.
Well, we're from Georgia, Tug.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I also say draw instead of drawer. I can't say drawer.
I do that because I think it's funny.
Oh, I do it because I can't say it.
You physically can't say it?
I have to stop and go, I'm going to get that out of my drawer. Like, I have to think about it. It's like really hard.
That's funny.
Do you go oil?
Oil. I say water sometimes,
Water.
too.
That's got to be
that's a New York thing.
With an A on the end.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Like coffee instead of I don't know. Does that sound funny?
Coffee.
See, I say K. It sounds like C-A-U.
Coffee.
Yeah, see, we're the similar in that
Coffee.
one. Coffee. Quarter.
No, quarter.
Quarter.
Yeah, so there's just
I
words
also
that
say
we
tournament. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I
say tournament.
You do. I've noticed that before. You do say tournament. And
I was playing in the tournament.
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 Yeah,
Tournament. It's tournament.
It's
it's a tournament.
Tournament.
So there's all kinds of decisions to be made. How you
Yet
talking?
I can't
what
get
you
through
do.
headlines without
That's all right.
stumbling through them.
Dude, so there's days that when we do the show, I'm like, I can't believe they pay me to do this because I'm so wrong in the way that I speak. My command of the English language is awful. I've got this hillbilly drawl. That's that stretches out words, makes them 4 syllables instead of 2.
Do you say crayon or crayon?
Crayon.
I say crayon.
Crayon.
It's crayon.
Crayon. I say crayon too.
Yeah. You know what the word that got me when I first moved down here that I didn't really, and I was working with Home Depot, and I had a guy come in and ask me for winders.
Winders. Yeah. Roll down the window.
That one got me.
My daddy used to say that. Hey, you put that window down.
Yeah. Or installation. I need some installation for the house. It's getting cold. And I'm like,
installation. Instead of insulation, installation. I don't know that I've ever done that one.
I got that one.
I mean, I get it wrong a lot.
That's not Southern. That's just wrong.
That's just wrong. That's right, Joey. You're exactly right. Biden is going to be sitting on the right side. Or are they standing? Have we decided that? Are they standing or sitting?
So far, they're still standing.
Okay, yeah.
But the Biden administration is asking for chairs so that
in case Joe gets tired. Now, don't say that. You're being blatantly political, they say. We'll talk about that later on the show.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, because, when you ask for a chair in a debate, obviously it has nothing to do with any kind of diminish or you're, strong or anything like that.
No.
But he chose the right side. So they do the coin flip at CNN, and Biden ends up winning that he will take the right side podium. And I don't know how important that is, but obviously they've done some kind of analysis that says, hey, somebody who has a right podium
wins 78% of the time or something.
Probably something like that.
Probably.
They forgot, I didn't put in all the other factors that the guy's brain dead, can't walk, can't speak, can't do anything correctly.
Seems like an important thing to factor in.
The good part, from what I saw, is that Donald Trump now gets the last word. And I think that's really important for Donald Trump.
Can I say I thought the exact opposite.
Did you really?
And the reason is because I'm afraid by the time you get to the end, people have already checked out. You know what I mean? People have already stopped watching. So that was the only thing. That was my initial reaction. If people hang and stay the whole time, and if it's a complete disaster, people probably will. Or if it's a complete disaster, maybe people turn out and be like, I've seen enough. I don't know. My thought immediately was, okay, you get the last word, but does everybody watch the entirety of the debate to get to the last word?
Yeah, probably not. But at the same time,
now it'll show up on social media.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there will be value in what he says for sure.
Right.
But that was my initial gut.
Yeah, but with that thought process too, because I'm with you. I don't even know if we'll make it to the last word, but we probably will because this is our job, and I hope we stay up that late.
Yeah.
But
we'll
at the same time,
as hell the next morning.
Does it matter if Biden has the 90 seconds before Donald Trump at that point? Because if you're watching the Biden, you're definitely going to stick through to hear what Donald Trump has to say.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather have the last word, because the things people remember the most is the first and last of anything. So if you have a list, you always remember the first item and the last item.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of gets mixed up. So that's the importance of having the last word. And I also think it's important because you know that Joe Biden is going to babble through the entire thing.
Oh, my God.
And then Donald Trump has the opportunity to just kind of smash him. And I hope that's what happens. And I hope that Donald Trump uses that 90 seconds to really deliver home on the things that the American people care about, like the border, like the economy, like the inflation rate, like our schools and what is happening to our children in schools, and Title IX and all the important things. I hope it doesn't get to the point where it's boiled up to the point where it's just an attack on Joe Biden. He doesn't need to attack Joe Biden.
That's right.
Anymore.
Let him fall into his own traps. Like he should be really respectful. He should be well thought out and well prepared. But he's got to have a regulator. He's got to have a governor. He's got to be able to hold it together and not pounce on Joe Biden and make Joe sympathetic.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know what? There are times that I watch Donald Trump and I'm like, here he is. He's delivering on the messages. He's got it right. He's got the truth on his side. He's doing well. And then we get into a 30-second diatribe about some ridiculous thing that I think takes away from his message. So one thing that drives me nuts about Donald Trump, his policies are right there.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to do what we need to do to bring the economy back. He's got a good mind when it comes to that. But don't get to that whole, punch thing. Because Joe Biden's going to come out with convicted felon, convicted felon.
Dude, I would act like he didn't even say it.
Yeah, me too.
Let that roll off your back like water on a duck's back, because everybody's already made their decision. They already either like you and they're fine with it, or B, they hate you and they want to see Joe Biden say that. Don't respond to him when he's trying to get you, because he wants it, and the people that are prepping Biden want him to goat Donald Trump and get him to attack, because again, Joe becomes sympathetic. All of a sudden, it changes the dynamic. Remember Dr. Oz versus Fetterman? Oz, I thought, handled it really, really well, and it's still Fetterman came out to be the sympathetic character.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the important part, is debates are different than having a rally. I'm fine with Donald Trump doing what he does at a rally, because he's got his base with him.
Time and a place.
You're trying to bring in libertarians. You're trying to bring in independents. I want you to, now, give me a little humor. Make it smart humor.
Absolutely.
Make it smart
because
humor.
You want him to be him.
Yeah.
Because that's when he's at his best.
I'm okay with Donald Trump saying, I'm glad you got up on the stage, okay? I'm glad they helped you up and got to your spot. Stay here. I could take that.
But
I could take that.
Yeah.
But if you go to, you're Crooked Joe and blah, 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 I don't know.
Yeah, here we go. Morning Xtra, Xtra 106.3. 7 o'clock hour brought to you by Van Sant Law. You get in an accident, make the right call. VanSantLaw.com. We'll knock out the headlines when we come back. An Australian TV station is now mocking Joe Biden. We, the United States of America, the country that Ronald Reagan, maybe the greatest modern day president we've ever had, called the shining city on the hill, is now being mocked by freaking Australian TV stations. That's where we've fallen to. Talk about it next on Xtra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Xtra 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Xtra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Xtra 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
I want you to go to southernexteriors.co. That's the website for Southern Exteriors, southernexteriors.co. And I want you to check out some of their projects. I mean, they will blow your mind. It's amazing, the before and after. It's amazing what they've been able to do to existing homes like mine and brand new constructions, because they work on all of them. They're big enough to do that. They cover the entire southeastern United States, based in Jackson, Georgia, have focused on Atlanta for, 20 years or more. Go check out their projects because they are so impressive. You could see your own home getting this facelift and being the envy of the neighborhood. We had a woman walk up to us. She was actually, it was a very sad story. She said, "My cat is missing. Can you just keep an eye out in the cul-de-sac and down y'all street for our cat? It's missing, and we're so sad about that." And of course, and hoping that she finds it. But when she's walking away, she was like, "I just want you to know, y'all have the prettiest house on the entire block." That is a compliment that I didn't see coming. We're talking about something sad, and she ended the conversation with that. It was such a great feeling. We just got it painted. They fixed a bunch of the siding. We didn't need to replace the entire siding. They're the places that need to be fixed, and they repaired it. It was so incredible. Our house looks amazing. We love it more than the day that we moved into it. That facelift mattered so much. Roofing, siding, gutters, porches, windows, doors, whatever you need done, they will shake your hand and look you in the eye and do exactly that. If you're ready for your house to have that outdoor facelift, go to southernexteriors.co. It's southernexteriors.co.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, "He's even nicer in person." I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Summer is in full swing, and there's nothing more American than spending your July 4th week at Truist Park. The week begins when the Pittsburgh Pirates come to town, June 28th through the 30th. On the 28th, fans are invited to arrive early for the CMT Hot Prospects Concert Series in the Battery Atlanta Plaza, featuring up-and-coming country artist Ashley Cook. And on Sunday, June 30th, the first 3,000 kids through the gates will receive an American flag junk headband. The fun continues with the Giants and Phillies July 2nd through the 7th, and 2 amazing freebies. Step into the Spider-Verse at Truist Park on July 3rd for the Michael Harris II Inspired by Miles Morales bobblehead giveaway, presented by Coca-Cola. And to round out the homestand, the first 3,000 kids on Sunday, July 7th will get a Braves backpack. So check that off your back-to-school list. Check out all of the fun at Braves.com/promos and purchase your tickets today. Atlanta Braves Baseball, we our Braves country.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes. And that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Hey, it's your old pal Neil Bortz. I'm back on Atlanta's only conservative news talk station, Extra 106.3. Okay, here's more of the Morning Extra.
Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Download the app so you can listen live and on demand to great conservative thought, ideas, discussion throughout the day. You can listen to the Kimmer Show. He's asking women to take their tops off lately, which is very odd. I don't know that it's appropriate, but
yeah, that's weird.
That's what happens in the afternoon.
Creepy old man. He's horny.
That word's so bad. I hate that word.
Wearing his periwinkle shirt.
His periwinkle panties.
Panties, and you have to, if you enunciate the T, it makes it even worse. God, why do you say that? That gives me the EBGBs. I hate those words. All three of them.
His moist panties.
Moist doesn't bother me. You can say moist all you want. That one, I guess, irritates people, but that one doesn't bother me.
Doesn't make any sense that it. I like, fixing joists. Sometimes I hoist up my computer.
Yeah, it's just.
And sometimes when it rains, the things outside get a little moist.
Yeah. The dew is on the ground. It's a moist.
Hey, we got to really. So we're going to do something new today on YouTube. I've convinced Joe to do an after show.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that on YouTube. So right here on our YouTube channel. So and it's all just kind of about fun. We're going to talk about, some of the things that we've done throughout the week and just kind of talk about the show, things that are going on at Extra.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to involve Joe and get him in more and some of the, we're going to bring Andrew in with us today. And
intern Andrew doesn't know what he's in for.
If Tug's around, we're going to grab him and say, come in here for a minute.
Yeah.
And so, we're going to start doing this almost every Friday, kind of like a week wrap up of all the things going on, what might be going on the weekend.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Just kind of have fun.
I think it's going to be fantastic. Make sure you check it out every Friday on the Extra 106.3 YouTube channel.
We'll be doing it today at 11 because you've got a big interview coming up with Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, man. So excited about Dog the Bounty Hunter. How cool is that going to be? I mean, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Have y'all seen
It's a legend.
Have you seen his show before?
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay, because I haven't. I've never watched it.
The original one I watched, it was filmed in Hawaii, I think, if I remember correct, because he's from Colorado, I believe.
Right.
And
still lives out there.
He does still live out there. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I think they did it in Hawaii. And at first I was like, this is crazy cool. Like, I really enjoyed it. And, dude, that guy's a big dude. I think he used to be like a real big badass criminal, too. And then, I guess, reformed and became a bounty hunter.
So a guy I was in the Navy with, lives in Cleveland, Tennessee, is a bounty hunter. He and I were in the Navy together, and because I'm from Dalton, he was Cleveland. There's like 15 minutes apart. We would drive home from Virginia because we were stationed up there aboard USS South Carolina. We drive home, and now he's a bounty hunter. And he is you talk about badass. Dude is a badass.
I feel like being a bounty hunter would be kind of cool.
I don't want to do it, but I wouldn't mind like a ride along once.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like a ride along with the police department that you can do in some municipalities. I think that would be awesome, like to see it all come down. But I mean, there's danger. I mean, he's been shot at a bazillion times. He's got broken bones because of it, wrestling people to the ground and taking the meth away from them. And they turn
the meth away,
and they turn into apparently super rampage people,
superhumans.
Yes, they do.
They lose all ambitions.
That and they become strong.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, like crazy, superhuman strong on meth. I didn't know that happened.
I had no idea
told me
either.
about that.
That's kind of cool.
They just
They do.
Meth gives you superpowers?
I guess so. He's like, I
Hear
saw
that, kids?
Try not to sell me on it anymore, Tug.
No, but I mean, it's awful. It's like what's the inverted world at the
Bizarro?
Yes, that you turn into the Bizarro world.
Bizarro Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Or what's the bad Spider-Man? Is there a bad Spider-Man?
Well, that's Marvel.
Okay.
Bizarro World's DC.
Okay, well, anyway, you turn into the anti-superhero. That's if you're on the meth. So don't take the meth. You know, and
don't do meth.
It does give you superhuman strength, though. I'm telling you, my buddy said I've seen
Hunter Biden must be ripped.
No kidding. He said I've seen people who look like they're going to be easy to take down. They'll be strung out on meth, and I have to use every bit of every amount of strength that I have to get them to the ground. They become superhuman.
Okay.
Superhuman strength.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
You know, and I've heard of that before with drugs, but I guess meth is even worse. So anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter in today, and then after that, I'm going to get my buddy to come down from Cleveland maybe and do a sit down. We'll compare the stories, Dog's stories versus his stories.
Should get Boba Fett on too.
Who?
What?
Did you say
Boba Fett?
Is that from
the Bounty Hunter?
Like the
Star Wars? That's what I thought.
Ended up in the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah.
It didn't deserve any response from us, to be honest.
That's exactly
with
right,
you.
because I
That was
thought that's
stupid.
what you said. That's
God,
the dumbest thing you could have said.
That's so dumb.
You guys think Star Wars is okay?
Do I think Star Wars is dumb? Yes, I do. I think it's completely
Rhino?
Well, I don't think Star Wars is dumb. I think your comment of why don't you get Boba Fett on?
I thought it
who's
was
not
funny.
real.
It was tongue in cheek.
The first three
Well,
Star
you bring
Wars,
a fake guy.
the originals. I'm in. Actually, just the
Boba
first
Fett's
one.
the original.
They've lost. Look, Star Wars.
I just couldn't care. Now,
Disney's destroyed Star Wars.
Yeah, now it's like
it's over.
In the new one, like they have like every character's gay or something.
Yeah, they're
Isn't that
all
what it is?
lesbians.
Probably.
Yeah.
They've taken away from the actual storyline of what Star Wars was.
Now
They're
it's like
lesbian witches made,
yes,
Jedis or something.
There's a lot of lesbian witches movies. The Craft, they don't need any more.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right. Well, down in Australia, what they do on TV is make fun of Joe Biden. I mean, it is remarkable what. Hey, Joey, we still need you to play sorry, behind the scenes, Joey's over there worried about his Chick-fil-A biscuit. And I'm trying to set up a cut from an Australian TV show.
Joey Payton, I like when Tug gets mad.
Well, I
Tug
didn't
don't
get mad. I'm just
yeah.
flagging you down. I was hoping you were
Turn
paying
around
attention.
and do your job, Joe.
If you could just pay attention for 5 minutes, man, the biscuit will still be there when you get done.
Our listeners need to hear this because this is fun.
Australian TV show mocking Joe Biden.
Now, look, let's turn to Joe Biden, who was out making a speech today where he made some very clear and concise comments.
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way.
No, look, I didn't get that. What was it?
Thanks to all the members of Congress and Homeland Security Secretary. I'm not sure I'm going to introduce you all the way.
Evelyn, can you shed any light on what he said there? Any idea?
Look, I can't speak dementia. I'm so sorry. But, I can't imagine the concoction of drugs that the Democrats are going to have to give that man for him to stand a chance against Trump in a week for the presidential debate. I think we're all going to rub a neck just to see the train wreck that's coming before us and the endless meme opportunities.
Dude, I mean, they called him a dementia patient.
That's
they played.
deep fake.
It was cheap fake.
Cheap fake. They don't even sound like they're speaking like American.
And that was, that West Coast.
Oh, that's because it's another country making fun of our leader and the weakness.
Did you hear him though?
Oh, that's so bad.
We need to isolate that cut just because it's so good.
Sounds like Drunk Kimmer.
It does, kind of a little bit. But that's terrible, dude.
That's what the world thinks of us now.
But like, our own media don't point it out, and they're pointing it out and having a laugh at it.
No, we do point it out on our side, right? A little bit. I mean, Fox News doesn't even play enough of this, but they do a little bit of it on their websites. We talk about it, of course, all the time and play these. And in fact, when we started this, we had the Biden blunders, and it just continues. It was a joke, like, hey, we'll do, but there was so much material. We're like, we could do this with every segment, really. Yeah. This is other countries and shows the lack of strength, the lack of respect that Joe Biden and the Democrats have around the world, because this is the leader we're putting through. The Homeland Security. Blah, 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 blah. You mean Alejandro Mayorkas, the man who has helped you leave the border open? You have a plan to leave the border open. You can't even remember the Gestapo member that you put in front of it. You can't remember his name.
No.
Oh, no. he just babbles through it. But of course, this is fake. None of what you're seeing or hearing is real. It's all MAGA extremists putting them together and making them look that way. That should tell you, if they're doing that, who's the one who's really lying to us? Them.
I mean,
they're the
anybody that is paying attention knows that is the case already. I mean, everybody knows it.
But this should be a concern, right? Netanyahu right now has no respect whatsoever. No. We know Iran has no respect.
China, Russia, I mean, North Korea, nobody in the new axis of evil.
I wouldn't care if those people didn't have respect, but they should have some kind of fear. With that respect,
exactly right? Yeah, a healthy fear, and they do not.
They may not respect Donald Trump as a person, but they respect the power, they respect his strength, and they respect the fact that, hey, we're not going to do stuff, we're going to deal with him, we're going to have diplomatic talks, and that's why Donald Trump was so much better, because rather than wars that like the Democrats want to fund, Donald Trump tried diplomacy. He went over and talked to Russia and said, you're not going to do this. Like, if you try this, and then the left goes, look at this man, after years of Barack Obama saying, we don't need war, we need democracy.
Yeah.
And then here goes Donald Trump going, hey, I'm going to go over there, we're going to talk to him, I'm going to tell him he's not going to do anything, or else I'm going to take him down and he'll regret it.
He's saying that if you do this, there will be repercussions.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden tells people to do something, and they ignore him flatly because they know he has no ability to govern. He is not feared. He's not respected. And that is a deadly combination for the United States.
Absolutely. And they know he will give in to them.
Yeah.
If they need $6 billion of terroristic money,
he'll start stroking it off.
Stroke it off.
Man, just
send it in pallets like Barack Obama.
Yeah, unbelievable. Morning Extra at Extra 106.3, the 7 o'clock hour brought to you by Van Sant Law.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines. Presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for Friday, June 21st. Kyla Cooper, 24 of Rockdale County, discovered she was pregnant with her third child and went to inform her boyfriend, Rashad Thompson. Thompson's other girlfriend, Arkia Tate, was reportedly not happy with the news. Tate allegedly drove to Cooper's home where she shot Cooper in the head, killing her. Police arrested Tate, and she was found driving away from the crime scene. Tate has been charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Douglas County probate Judge Christina Peterson is in trouble again. In April, a Judicial Qualifications Commission panel found Peterson guilty of systemic incompetence. She was arrested Thursday morning and now faces charges of felony obstruction of a police officer and simple battery against a police officer. According to Atlanta police, an officer working an extra job at the Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge approached a woman who was crying outside the establishment when Peterson hit the officer in the head. The judge also refused to give her name to the police. And in sports, the Atlanta Dream may see their largest attendance in team history tonight when they take on the Indiana Fever. The Dream, who usually play in College Park, have moved their game to State Farm Arena due to high ticket demand. The game will feature #1 overall draft pick Caitlin Clark of Indiana. Tip-off from State Farm Arena is scheduled for 7:30. Meanwhile, the Braves are in New York tonight to face the Yankees for the first game of the 3-game series. Chris Sale will be on the mound for the Braves. First pitch scheduled for 7:05. You can catch all the action after you listen to the Kimmer Show here on Extra 106.3. Tune over to our sister station, 680 The Fan.
Rhino and I have incredibly big news about Tuesday's Neil Bortz show.
Ooh.
It will be live because Neil Bortz is coming in the studio. He's coming through town and he's going to stay with us for about, hour, 90 minutes. Depends. I mean, Neil
we might make him stay all day.
Well, that's the thing. He always wants his segment to continue. So there's no telling. When he gets here, he might not leave. I mean, we may have to bump Glenn Beck program and just give Neil a couple hours just to get on and do his thing the way he used to do it.
I'll stay.
Me too, man. It'd be so awesome. So Tuesday, remember, Neil Bortz in studio on Extra 106.3 in the Morning Extra. When we come back, Joy Behar says you can't be a faithful Christian and vote for one of the people that are running for office. Could you guess which one it is? Next on the Morning Extra. The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
You can't run Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy vice president guy. She's the worst public official we've ever. She's the worst public official in the White House that I think this country's ever had. I mean, shiftless and lazy, a liar, a fake, a giggling goofball. I mean, she's like she's an 8th grade class president. She's all excited about it. Let's all get free stuff.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Hear that? That's the sound of the annual Duck Pluck event, supporting Special Olympics Georgia athletes, and we need your help. Adopt a cute rubber duck today for just $10, and all proceeds will help provide everything from meals to housing for our Georgia athletes at the state games. So adopt your duck today at duckrace.com/Atlanta.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, vansantlaw.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911. Online at stopmyed.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Donald Trump convicted.
Stuffing a misdemeanor into a felony charge. Tell me what the second crime was.
Extra 106.3 is bringing you the conservative voices you need during this unprecedented time in America.
This must be the most divisive nation in the world.
Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
I try to be deliberate about my prayer time. When I'm on my knees next to my bed, focusing on the things that I think are important in the world. And it's usually family. It's things that have affected me in some way or other, and I always take those to prayer time with me. Never once have I ever thought, man, I wonder what Joy Reid thinks, or not even Joy Behar thinks on The View. And yet yesterday she felt obligated to tell you that if you are a Christian, you can't vote for Donald Trump.
You know, he has broken 11 commandments, and there's a wait list. I mean, this guy has gone above and beyond, and yet these Christians out, so-called Christians, are going to vote for him.
Yeah.
The children see this 10 commandments in school, and then they see their parents.
Certain
then they see, of course, the ones who are pushing
evangelical
him. And I don't know who they are specifically. All I know is that there's a lot of people who say there are Christians who are voting for him. And it seems
I'm a Christian, and I can assure you, I'm not voting for him.
I know that about you. I don't think anyone on this panel is voting for him.
Well, I'm definitely.
But they're out there. And it just seemed ironic that he's broken every law of every commandment, and they think he's the one to vote for. What is the matter with everybody?
I don't know, but I don't know. And this is, this bothers me to no end. Yeah. Because I grew up, and you were allowed to believe how you believed.
Really?
It wasn't really stuff you discussed with other people. You had your beliefs. You had your religious thing, and if you weren't religious, nobody knew.
The interesting part is that she's saying the way she was raised is not how she functions today, because she clearly doesn't believe that you and I have the ability to be faithful and vote for Donald Trump. So she just said the way she was raised is not the way she believes anymore. And Joy Behar, hello, pot calling the kettle black. I mean, is there something that I missed? How many of the commandments have you broken, Joy? I don't know, because I don't keep up with you that well. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you believe, and don't care. I have no interest in anything you have to say about faith, because I have a personal relationship with Jesus. I don't need your guidance. I don't need your acceptance. I don't even crave it. I don't look for it. I don't want it.
No, and the ironic part about it is, so you're going to vote for a man who believes in killing children? Babies? You are going to vote for a man who believes in a man thinking he's a woman and medical castration of children? You believe in, because you sat there and said, well, I'm a Christian and I wouldn't vote for him. So you believe in the attack against Christianity and what they're doing to anybody who decides that they want to practice their religion? That's the joke about all of them. They're nothing but a bunch of cackling hens, and you're absolutely right. I've watched as Joy Behar has broken many commandments. You're not perfect. Nobody is. Donald Trump is not perfect, nor has Donald Trump ever walked out there and said, I'm a Christian and I do everything correct. I do everything right. When has he ever claimed any of that? And why, as a Christian, can I not vote for someone who says, I'm not going to allow babies to be murdered?
Point to the person that's running for office that is perfect. I'll wait.
Yeah, wait all day.
I'll wait as long as you need me to,
About
Joy.
to eat my biscuit.
Yeah, right. Rhino's
While
about
waiting.
Yeah. chaw on this Chick-fil-A biscuit with mayo on it. Goodness gracious. No, but that's the thing. Like, I point to the person that's perfect, Joy Behar. Please do it, and I'll wait. But you're not going to. Are you going to go through the list of the 10 commandments that the devout Catholic Joe Biden has broken? I mean, are you going to do that?
No.
I'm not asking you to. I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to cast stones at anybody because I don't want them cast at me. And that's what the good book says.
Well, let me ask you.
I do find it very fascinating that they have that point of view.
I love that you bring that up. So you're going to vote for a man whose son's on crack, his daughter's on crack, that he might have, or his daughter says took inappropriate showers with him? You're going to vote for a man who has been stealing money from the U.S., the U.S. economy or the taxpayer money? I don't understand it.
You've sold out
He's
your
broke
country.
laws.
You've sold out your country for the almighty dollar. I firmly believe that Joe Biden is compromised by the Chinese. I fully believe that. And everything on Hunter Biden's laptop would lead me to believe that. The evidence that has been introduced into evidence and the FBI says is factual. The laptop is real. And for, a long time, they argued that it wasn't. And now all of a sudden it is, when they have to introduce it into evidence because they can't lie there, because they would perjure themselves if they did. So I'm just saying, you're going to go based on your belief that Donald Trump is a quote unquote a sinner. That's the reason that you're not voting for him. That's what I gathered from that segment. And if that is the case, then you cannot vote. You don't get to vote if you can only vote for the one that's perfect. There was but one. It's as simple as that. That's it.
Makes
you can't
sense.
vote for anybody if you're waiting for the perfect candidate to come along. None of us are perfect. I've broken so many of the 10 commandments. I'm not proud of it, but I've done it. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to continue doing it. I try to be Christ-like every day as much as I possibly can, and I fail more than I get it right. But for Joy Behar to sit and say you can't vote for Donald Trump and be a Christian is the most absurd thing. And they say a lot of absurd things.
Yeah.
But that may be the most absurd that
She
I've
thinks
ever
she's
heard.
better than you.
Well, I know that. That's
She
the
thinks
truth.
they all think they're better than you.
That's
they
correct.
are higher and mightier than God, higher and mightier than everybody else. Their their morality is, and it's funny. Your morality is killing children, molesting children. I can't even with them.
Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. When we come back, if you're pointing out Joe Biden being slow or inability to speak, then you're being too political, says the Democrat Party. Interesting. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. After we're done, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, and Buck Sexton, and then the local afternoon show with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, the Democrats keep playing fast and loose with the truth when it comes to our tax system, and the Democrat media is fully compliant. Right now, Joe Biden ads on TV, they are pushing the idea that corporations need to pay their fair share of taxes, and the media repeats it. Nobody looks into it, but the truth is so easy. All wealth in this country, all wealth is owned by individuals. All of it. If taxes are to be paid, individual Americans bear the burden. Corporations don't pay taxes. They collect taxes and pass them on to the federal government. Come on, folks. I know most of you understand this. Maybe the odd liberal has tuned in for a few minutes here. When a corporation pays an additional dollar in taxes, where does that dollar come from? Well, it could come from corporate profits. Profits, as you know, are evil. Who do the profits belong to? Well, the shareholders. The shareholders are individuals. Maybe, for instance, it could be a teacher's retirement fund that owns the shares. The individuals in that case are the teachers. Or maybe the dollar could come from money the corporation was going to use to expand. or to hire new people. In this case, the dollar is kept away from the individuals who would be earning the pay at that corporation, or the individuals that would be involved in the expansion of the corporation, construction, new facilities, whatever. Or the extra dollar comes from the employees of that corporation, a dollar that they will not earn in additional wages. Nope, we can't pay you more, we have to pay taxes. Corporate taxes, all a lie. A way for the government to get more of your money while raising taxes on evil corporations. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Extra 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
You can't run Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy vice president. She's the worst public official we've ever. She's the worst public official in the White House that I think this country's ever had. I mean, shiftless and lazy, a liar, a fake, a giggling goofball. I mean, she's like she's an 8th grade class president. She's all excited about it. Let's all get free stuff.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
2 more migrants here illegally in legal trouble. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Arrested in Houston, Texas, where Johan Jose Rangel Martinez and Franklin Jose Peña Ramos face murder charges in the strangling death of a young girl.
12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary, whose body was found in a creek. Her mother, Alexis Nungary, says she still can't believe it.
It doesn't register, just I can't believe it's her. And, it'll take some sinking in.
Homeland Security officials say Peña Ramos crossed into El Paso, Texas in May. Rangel Martinez crossed there in March, but was caught by Border Patrol and released.
Fox is telling you, Jay Powers, another migrant here illegally was brought to Maryland yesterday to face charges in a murder last year. Yet another was charged in New York City this week in the rape of a 13-year-old girl in a park. Also in New York City, charges dropped against at least 30 of the pro-Palestinian protesters arrested after they stormed and occupied a building at Columbia University in April.
The occupation was a significant escalation in weeks-long demonstrations and encampment at the university protesting the war in Gaza. But now prosecutors claim they don't have enough evidence to support the charges or to show any property was damaged or that anyone was hurt, even noting how protesters wore masks and covered surveillance cameras during the incident. In a statement, the DA's office says it is continuing to pursue cases.
That is Fox's Shanley Painter. President Biden's at Camp David getting ready for next week's CNN debate with former President Trump. Republican North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, a rumored possible Trump running mate, tells Fox.
He's talking to real Americans about the issues that matter the most to them. I think that's fantastic debate prep.
The Biden campaign and Democrats raised $85 million in May. The Trump team and Republicans raked in $141 million last month. In a few hours, the Supreme Court could rule on the Trump appeal in the 2020 election-related criminal case, claiming he should be immune from prosecution for actions while president. One of more than a dozen cases justices have yet to decide on. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-887-1010. 800-887-1010.
With plans starting at $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and tons of data, switching your wireless service to Pure Talk is a no-brainer. And right now is a great time to make the switch to help Pure Talk support America's Warrior Partnership and their mission to help prevent veteran suicide. You can help too. Switch your cell phone service today to Pure Talk. Just dial pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk. That's pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk.
Hold on tight, Atlanta, because I'm back in the studio this Tuesday with the Morning Xtra gang. It's Neil Bortz. If you don't have the Extra 106.3 app yet, now might be the time to grab it.
Neil Bortz, the legendary voice, the talk master, joins us on Tuesday live in studio. Normally he calls in from the Bortz bus or from home. And Tuesday will be the first time he's ever come in the studio with us. Gonna be here for 90 minutes. He'll be here for an hour, maybe 2 hours. You can't ever tell. Neil gets in here, and if he gets on a roll, he may not want to leave. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun to sit with the Talkmaster. I mean, this is like having a living legend come in and sit on your show. I mean, it's cool to talk to him every week, and we do, and we love it, Rhino. But to have him come in and do the show with us, that's next level.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna be so good.
We've talked about it more, plenty of times, but I grew up listening to the man, was a huge fan of the man, was so excited one day when I was working for 680 The Fan when they opened the roller coaster and they're like, you're in the front with a gentleman named Neil Bortz. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, get out of here. No.
Yeah, I was a fanboy.
Serious?
Yeah. Then he told me, I can't believe your little legs don't touch. You're going to crush your nuts. And I did. Made fun of me.
He wasn't wrong.
No.
He wasn't wrong. And
that's
I
all right.
remember,
he could barely get the little thing that holds you in. What are what?
Yeah, the brace. I don't know what you call that.
I don't know what you call it.
It's not a seatbelt, but the thing that clicks you in.
Yeah, he
to
can
keep
barely
you from falling
close
out.
that on himself.
He's
so
a big
whatever.
guy.
He is a big dude.
He's a big dude. But that's the thing. It was so funny. I remember when we first started doing the segment with Neil, and you asked him if he remembered that, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
It was so cool.
Yeah, he did. He was laughing.
Great. It's so much fun to talk to Neil. It's so much fun to get his insight. It's so much fun to hear what he thinks about the things that are going on in America and around the world from a perspective that is different than ours sometimes. But then on top of it, from a everyday American, he's not prepping the way he used to. He doesn't spend days and hours reading and forming opinions. Now it's just off the cuff, man. It's whatever he feels, it's coming out.
Yeah.
And it's been a really, really cool experience just having him on the show each week.
People love him and hate him all at the same time.
That's right.
And that's fine. I mean, I know that
he's fine with that too.
Of course he is. You know, I know Sophia, who watches every single day almost on the YouTube channel every day. It's Bortz sucks, and it's kind of funny. You know,
we love you, Sophia. Thank you for listening and watching.
People don't like it. Yeah, Sophia loves us and loves Kimmer and loves all of us. So, but you know, there are people who don't like it because they think like, hey, this guy's speaking the truth, and you're not allowed to speak the truth, and that's what he's been known for a long time. And people will take anytime someone gives out facts, and especially when he gives out like crime numbers and statistics and gives out the actual facts, and they go, well, that's racist. Well, that's not racist. I'm giving you facts. You're making it, and you take it that way. That's fine, but otherwise, this is what the facts and the numbers are.
Yeah, and let's just call it like it is. Neil's not a fan of Donald Trump.
No.
And that upsets a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, Neil has been very clear. Of the two choices I have, Donald Trump is the obvious choice. He's made that overwhelmingly clear. So you can dislike him for not liking Donald Trump, but he's said, I'm going to vote for him because the opposite, voting for Biden, is detrimental to America, and Trump was a good president. He said it a bunch of times.
Absolutely. You know, and he was upfront with it from the beginning, you know, and he even said, hey, Ron DeSantis is a guy he likes, of course, living in Florida and all that. There are other stations that you can listen to, woke socialist broadcasting kind of networks, where you have a guy who's like, Nikki Haley, she's my best friend, and I love her, and she's the greatest establishment Republican, and she loves spending money, she's on the board, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she got beat. Well, I guess Trump's okay, too. And I'll go, listen, I'll pretend I never even talked about Nikki Haley, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so tired of those kind of people who just flip and flop because they have their friends and people they have connections to and this, that, whatever. You know, go for what you want to go. And Neil Bortz is upfront. He tells you the truth every single time, and you may not like it, and that's okay.
Tuesday morning on the Morning Xtra, Tug, Rhino, and Los, and we welcome Neil Bortz, the legendary talkmaster, to the studio for the first time.
You think he'll bring food? I think he just comes in and freeloads off us. He should be bringing us stuff.
I think we should probably provide him breakfast.
Really?
That's what I think.
Come on, we're giving him a platform. We're making him famous.
What? No,
he had nowhere to go without us.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sure. Right. No, but I think that's just what a good host does. You know,
he begged us to get on. Like I saw the Twitter. You know, I'm sitting here, you, me, we're all having a good time on Xtra 106.3. He's like, I'd like to be a part of Xtra. We're like, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll let you know.
Well, maybe.
What's your name again?
Yeah.
B-O-O. Boar. Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It didn't come down exactly like that, but I think it was
pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
It's fun, man. It was.
He's not going to hear any of that, is he? I don't bash him like you. Like, I don't really like the guy or whatever.
Who says that?
You. You put him down all the time. He's mad at you about all that.
Los makes fun of me because I set him up too much, and I say too many kind things about him. That's because he always accuses me of saying bad things about him.
One time you said, nobody liked Neil Bortz.
Yeah, and he was like, nobody likes Neil Bortz. And then so from then on, I've been trying to go over the top, man, to show him how much we love him. And
because you put him down the first time.
What? But I didn't.
Well, now it just looks desperate. Tug.
Yeah.
Now you're like,
I am.
Oh, he's
a desperate man. I'm like an Eric Church song.
It doesn't even sound real.
Yeah, just love me.
Oh, he's the greatest. Oh, he's a legend. Oh,
am I wrong about
here he
those
is.
things?
Everybody wants to hear from him every day. It's Neil. No, you're not wrong, but you play it up too much.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
gotta be
to
cool
make
about
up
it.
for your hatred for him.
It's to make up.
Just play cool, man.
Yeah, like on the beach. Just play it cool. I got you. All right.
Drink 10 Lime-A-Ritas and play cool.
That's the way to do it, I'm telling you.
I'm going to start on that.
I'm into the White Claw now.
Are you really? You've switched over to White Claw?
Yeah,
man,
I don't know what it is.
I hate those things.
I do too. And then,
I'm
going to tell you why.
To them.
I hate them. And then I get on the lake, and it's like beer's so heavy.
Yeah.
These seltzer waters are really good. But
I know what you mean. I get it.
They're refreshing. I hate that.
I like full in the sun, and you have so many elements on you to feel less full.
They're very refreshing.
Yeah. What's your favorite flavor?
Oh my God, are we seriously?
I like the strawberry. I don't like the grapefruit because it makes me go potty a lot for some reason. I don't know.
I like the raspberry.
I like any of them. I really don't. I think that.
Do you drink any of those, like the Trulies, the Neutrals, or any of those?
Hate them all.
See, the ones that they make in the liquor stores are way better, but it's so much easier just to stop at like a racetrack or Quick Trip, pick up a 12-pack, get on the lake, and not have beer.
I've yet to find one that I like. I don't like long drink. I don't like any of them.
I like that Finnish long drink.
High Noons?
Hate them.
Yeah, the High Noons are.
Those are made with real
pretty
liquor.
good.
No, I know. Yeah, they don't taste good. It's like the pre-mixed Jack and Coke.
Okay, those are bad.
Those are
bad.
bad.
The Crown Royal ones at the stadium are pretty good.
I don't like them. I tried one of those too. Friend was like, "You're gonna love this," and I was like, "Oh, no, I don't."
I'll tell you, I drank that and stumbled like 6 times. It obviously works well.
Well, after you drink 7 of them,
walking like Biden around.
Yeah, if you drink 7 of them, you don't recognize the taste anymore.
Yeah.
I think that goes away. Yeah, that goes away after like the first. So maybe that's the way to go. You have the real deal until you get that. You get right there on the edge.
Tug fills a water bladder in his backpack with bourbon, so no one knows, and that's the way to do it.
It works.
Wow. Me and my father are heavy drinkers, so we use White Claws as mixers.
Oh, you mix with White Claw. Okay,
yeah,
I've done that
pour
too.
some vodka in there.
I've done
White
that.
Claw.
I've done that too.
Both all 3 of y'all need help. I think there's probably some organization.
I've told everybody about the Taco Bell thing. Like, I get the Taco Bell drink, sip it out, pour vodka in it. I do the same with White Claw.
Yeah. See, I think
I'll put them in that 64-ounce Taco Bell cup or a big cup, and then I'll pour vodka back on top of the vodka.
I'm not a huge Pepsi fan. I'll be honest. I'm not. But Taco Bell's Pepsi is dang good.
It's the best.
It is good. So you take
it's like McDonald's Coke.
Yeah.
I hadn't had one in for years, so I don't know.
McDonald's Coke and McDonald's Sprite.
All right. Intern Andrew's giving me the
They turn that syrup up the right amount.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And Rhino told me and taught me that they have their own mix. Unique mixes. I had no idea.
Same with
about
Waffle
that.
House Coke.
Waffle House I've not had one in 20 years, but I remember being a child loving Waffle House Coca-Cola.
It tastes like the Coke from the bottle.
The only place I drink cherry Coke is Waffle House. Because they have the cherry syrup that they throw in there too, and make. Oh my god!
Well, wait a minute. So they do a regular Coke and then put the squirt in there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They got vanilla pump too.
Oh, they put more than one squirt.
I don't
they
like
squirt
it.
squirt.
Okay.
Squirt.
I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like the vanilla. I don't like the cherry mixture stuff.
So good.
I don't like any of that
It's
stuff.
pure sugar. There's no cherry in that either. They're just like
just flavor. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
That's right. Morning Extra, Extra 1063, Tuesday. Neil Ports live in studio. We'll ask him about
Today's clearly Friday.
It is, man. We are off the rails.
I'm a communist.
No, Neil. That is taken out of context. Neil Bortz did not say that.
I'm non-binary.
Now, Neil's not any of those things. I mean, what are we doing here?
He's a cheap fake.
We're talking about the man coming in studio and you're playing drops of him saying these horrible things.
Nasty little bitch.
Wow.
With that, this is not, I mean, Tuesday won't be like, he won't say any of those things. And he was saying, those are all taken out of context, I would like to point out.
I think he's live.
No.
Yeah.
There's not a chance.
I'm a communist.
Yeah, back to that. So, yes, those are things that Joe has found funny that Neil said in jest.
I think we all found him funny.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Just now, for sure. But Tuesday's going to be great for.
I can't wait.
The entirety of the day will be full of debate and discussion, a lot of laughs, and the talkmaster Neil Bortz, home on Extra 1063. Now, Neil's getting up there in years too. He talks about it all the time, but he's so well put together.
Mm-hmm.
He still is sharp as a tack. He still understands the things that he reads. He doesn't fall asleep when we're talking to him on the phone like Joe Biden does in like high-level cabinet meetings. And now the Democrats have decided if you point out anything that makes Joe Biden look old or slow or like he has dementia, because we're certainly sure that he does, then you are taking it too far. You are being blatantly political. This is piggybacking on the cheap fake videos thing. That's the new angle. If you say it, you're being blatantly political.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I am, because you know what? You know what it is? This is the leader of the free world. This is the president. I don't know if Democrats know this. This is the man who represents every single person in this country. He fails to protect every single person in this country. He'd rather spend money somewhere else so that he gets a kickback. But you know what that is? That's politics. So yes, I am going to talk about how we are represented by this man. And the way we are represented around the world is a bumbling idiot. Now, I don't think he's an idiot. I know he's an idiot. But I don't think look, in reality, the man is smart because he's doing exactly what he wants to do to bring us to that socialism ideology or that communist ideology. He's smart enough to do that. He's not smart enough now. He was. The fact of the matter is, this man's a joke. This man is being abused by not only the Democrats, but his wife that he stole from another man, by the way. And we're going to sit there and pretend like we care that it's politics. Yeah, it's politics.
See, but I think it's more than that. I do believe that there's a political angle to it, for sure. Of course. I mean, you always point out the deficiencies of the person that you're running against, right? I mean, that's just politics, fair game. But we saw a video of him trying to get in an SUV, and he was not able to do it. I mean, it was like when I used to try to help my grandpa get in the truck.
Sure.
You know, it was challenging. That's not off base. If you can't get yourself into an automobile, you probably aren't going to be effective at running the country. So I don't see it as a political thing. I'm not doing it to be blatantly political or a political tactic, as the left says. I'm merely pointing out this man is not capable of running the country. He's not capable of getting into a car.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you 100%. And yeah, it's not blatantly political. They want to label it that. You know what's blatantly political? Them going out there and saying, the video that we put out, the video that we control, that you watched and you're talking about, you're not seeing what you're seeing. You have to listen to us. That's blatantly political. That's to stand up there and defend and tell America that, hey, he's not like this. He's not like that. He's so sharp behind the scenes. He's so sharp.
He's the best Joe Biden I've ever... Morning Joe. This is the best version of Joe Biden.
Then you are being blatantly political and lying to everybody, including yourself, if you believe that this is the best version of Joe Biden.
It's just unbelievable. But yeah, the Dems are saying that you're being manipulated by shows like this one. You're being manipulated because we point out the deficiencies of Joe Biden. I would say the exact opposite. I would say we're enlightening you. Maybe enlightening is too magical a word, or
it is, because we don't have to enlighten our listeners to see the videos, right?
No, but
we're bringing attention
to it. That's a better way of saying it. We're bringing attention to the things that are happening that not only tell us and prove to us that Joe Biden is not capable of running for office, that he also shouldn't try to rerun to get reelected. He is not capable of that.
I think every Democrat is responsible for the destruction of this country right now, because they are lying to their voters and telling their voters that this man is mentally sharp. And these idiots that vote Democrat that sit and say, oh, no, yeah, he is. He's one of the sharpest I've ever seen him. You're lying. You're flat out lying. The entire world is going through World War III. We've got Putin and North Korea, two of the most evil people in the world, getting together to fight against who? A weak Joe Biden. All we've done is shown weakness. So everybody else sees it, and then you're lying. You're in a political power, and you're saying, no, he's fine. And you're allowing this man to run our country when all of you know that he's not okay. You're hiding in Delaware, giving him medicine to hide the fact that he's not okay. You don't think that's like saying, hey, here's the pilot of the plane that we're all going to get on. And I secretly got him drunk in the back of the plane. But, hey, I know he's stumbling to the front. I know he doesn't know the instruments. He can't see him. And I know you see it, but he's fine. He's the best he's ever been.
It's the best
That's what they're doing with this country.
It's the best version
That's what they're doing. They're heading for a plane crash. They're telling all of us on the plane that he's fine, and he is driving us into World War III.
And spending like a drunken sailor, all while doing it. The CBO has said, our fiscal path is unsustainable.
Yep.
And Joe Biden continues to fuel it with 27% of the national debt will be student debt relief. We heard from Mike Rowe earlier talking about the slap in the face to the American people because of the debt that the federal government has incurred on our behalves and our children's behalves. That is a man who is incapable of understanding what a fiscal cliff even looks like. He has no idea that the United States can't sustain this level of spending because he's not capable. He's not in a mental place, a healthy mental place to understand it. I'm not sure he would have understood it or he would have ignored it back when he was more cognitively stable. Now he has no idea. He's being told what to do, and he does it. That's why he will still be running for re-election. It's a bad scenario for America.
It's horrible.
It is not a political tactic. It is obvious what's happening to everyone.
Yeah. This is like me giving my grandfather, when he had dementia, the keys to a school bus and saying, take the kids to school.
Why would you? That's a great analogy. I think that is a fantastic analogy. Why would you ever do that? Not why would you? No one would ever do that. So why are we contemplating doing it to the United States, to the entire country? It's inexcusable. Voting for Joe Biden is inexcusable. And I heard Armstrong Williams, who I have a lot of respect for, I mean a brilliant man, say, if you think this election's a done deal and Trump's getting elected, you better reevaluate. Because this is going to be a razor-thin margin. Every vote will matter. You better talk to your people at church. You better talk to your friends and family, your social groups, your networks, whatever it takes to get every person to vote, Rhino, because this election is going to be razor-thin again.
And they're going to cheat.
And they're going to do their best.
Legally do your job and do what you need to do to get everybody out there and vote.
Judge being asked to be recused by Trump and his team. We'll talk about that. Also, Alvin Bragg dropping charges against terrorist sympathizers. Of course he is. We'll hit the headlines too. Says the Morning Xtra at Xtra 106.3.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Who can use force to deprive you of your life, your property, or your liberty? The government. That's a pretty large hammer to be hanging over your head, but there's a safety valve, jury duty. Because in America, the government cannot deprive you of life, liberty, or property unless a jury of your peers agrees.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey fans, summer is here and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, June 23rd at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features live music, educational speakers from the CDC and Emory, and over 30 mushroom-themed vendors. Early bird tickets are only $10, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
It's Neil Bortz, friends, and I will be live in the studio on Tuesday. Download the Extra 106.3 app now so you can listen to us streaming live.
But if that doesn't make you happy, I don't know how to make you happy. It's that simple. Tug, Rhino, Los on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Yesterday, I saw furniture come flying off the top story of a high-rise in New York City. I mean, I thought for a minute, where's Morgan Wallen? I thought he had already been punished for this. It can't be him again. Turns out it wasn't. It was a Florida man who had gone to New York to break the law, Rhino.
Oh.
And he is being accused of throwing furniture off the roof of a high-rise in the middle of New York City, and a bunch of the neighbors captured the incident.
How can the building take this long? I don't know. I'm on Citizen right now, hopefully. He's giving you the bird.
He's flipping you off because you're calling the police on him. This dude is 33 years old, Gene Oliver, charged with burglary, reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and criminal trespass. Have you seen the video of this?
No.
Dude is just chucking things off the window.
That's wrong.
And intern Andrew told me that there was even a cinder block that he threw out.
Did he really?
I mean, I saw the chairs, I saw all the other stuff, but then I didn't even know about the cinder block. And you're like, what are you doing, man? I mean, this building is, I don't know, it looked at least to be 20, 30 stories. I mean, it was way up there. Crazy. Florida man wanted to get crazy so bad, he had to leave Florida and go to New York to get crazy.
I mean, that is crazy. Why? What is I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, it's very confusing. None of it makes sense.
I've never wanted to throw any. Well, that's not true.
This was.
But not to hurt someone.
555 Fifth Avenue. And the dude is from Fort Lauderdale, or right outside of Fort Lauderdale. So,
see, like, there's some times that, like, I've stayed in a hotel that has a pool in the bottom, and I'm like, I kind of want to throw this chair and see if I could get in the pool. But I never did it.
I've always wanted to try to jump into the pool off a balcony or off a roof somewhere.
But that's why I want to throw the chair first to see how bad.
Exactly, see what kind of damage is done.
Yeah.
Just in case, be like, if it tears the chair all to shreds, you know not to do it. I like that way of thinking, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's.
But I never follow through.
And do y'all know what the Citizen app is? They were saying they were reporting them on the Citizen app. And I don't know what that is. It looks like, I've just clicked on it. It looks like a social media network, I guess.
Sure.
Maybe like the neighborhood app. That's what it reminds me of, maybe a little bit. But yeah, there's people that are just filming this dude chucking this stuff off the top of buildings, and you can even see what appears to be the Empire State Building in the distance from the angle that I'm seeing it on the Citizen app, as it's known. I didn't know that exists.
Did they say what kind of drugs he's on?
Not yet, but I assume it'll be a cocktail similar to what they'll have Joe Biden on next Thursday.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
a little more bath salts, I think.
Maybe, probably meth. I think meth's probably in there when you get up and start throwing things out the window like that. But I could be wrong.
Made him a superhero.
Yeah, exactly. As we learned earlier, that
throwing the cinder block that far.
Yeah, particular drugs give you superhuman power, and police officers have told me about it. And a buddy of mine who is a bounty hunter up in Cleveland, Tennessee, tells me that he has encountered people that should not be as strong as they are. They'll be like, pencil thin because they're meth heads.
Sure.
And yet they can pick up like a VW bug or something. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
I mean, it is pretty impressive. Look, it's got to be. It's got to be a drug or alcohol.
Yeah,
like, there's
for sure.
no,
He's shirtless. I mean, that.
No normal person does that.
No, of course not.
But like Kimmer might.
Does normal
I can see Kimmer throw one of our chairs out the window one day.
He's just get mad about something.
Yeah, take his shirt off, scream out the studio, grab the flag, run down the hall with the flag and a chair dragging behind him.
A buddy of mine sent me a video of these three dudes, and they were trying to explain how much they love America. And this one guy was holding a full-sized American flag.
Sure.
And he and three of his buddies were just shooting flamethrowers. I mean, just shooting them. And they were just holding the flag. I mean, I was like,
wow.
Okay.
My goodness gracious, my God.
Yeah, but it was just random and odd. But it did kind of summarize how much they loved America. I kind of got the vibe that they were putting off.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just thought I would share that with you too, since we're talking about crazy people, because I think that's a little bit crazy, but in a cool way, because they weren't burning anything down.
You got to be pretty crazy to own a flamethrower.
They own 3.
Yeah,
not just 1, 3. They all had one. And they had the flag up. It kind of reminded me of, the video of the dude that's in the hurricane, and he's out there in just shorts, and he's holding the American flag, and it's whipping, and he's like head banging out there, like bring it on. Like,
here I am.
Yeah, rock me like a hurricane.
Like a hurricane.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Morning Xtra, Xtra 106.3, Tug, Rhino, and Los. And then on Tuesday, Neil Bortz will be in, not on the phone, not over the internet, not live from a location. He will be here in the studio with us. Donald Trump is asking for a judge to be recused, Rhino.
Yeah, this is a big story, and it's going to continue to be a big story, but there's more information all the time. Obviously, Alina Habba is the attorney that's dealing with the Letitia James, the attorney general, and the Judge Engran, who we know's daughter, of course, or I'm sorry. See, I'm getting all the partisan judges confused.
That's because they run together all the time. It's hard to keep up with all the flimsy trials and all the stupid characters that go along with each one of them, because it's like you don't want to know who they are, because they're all bullcrap. They're all full of it.
Yeah, they're all the same. They're all full of it. But Judge Engran, we know all of the things that he's done with the hush, see, it's not even the hush money trial anymore. It's the business trial that they found him guilty of, and the money and not the hush money. So what ended up happening here with Judge Engran is that he came out right away and said, hey, there's a gag order on Donald Trump, did not allow a lot of the witnesses. Alina Habba is really upset with it. And then they find out, on top of all the other things, that he had also went and talked to another attorney Adam Bailey. And Adam Bailey told ABC that the Judge Engran, came to him and asked him for advice on making a decision in this case, and wanted to know how it would affect business going forward in New York, because we had talked about any single person that does business in New York and watches what Letitia James is doing to steal, because remember, there was no crime whatsoever in what they found with Donald Trump.
Everybody was paid back. The bank was paid back.
The loans came from the banks that did all their due diligence to figure out that these were fine and went ahead. So as they say, he falsified business records. Well, that wasn't quite true. So Judge Engran and Adam Bailey got together. They started talking, and then it clearly found out that for judicial code, you're not allowed to go and ask, hey, what kind of decision should I make on this? What if I do make this decision? How will it affect business members and the rest of... This is going to be a big problem from Judge Engran. So once again, they say, hey, there's no reason this man should have ever been on the bench. He was already biased against Trump. He already told him he's not allowed to talk. They gave him more of a penalty than we ever could have imagined. It doesn't match what the past penalties are for anybody else. And this was clearly a political persecution of a former president.
Oh my gosh, and it will continue to be that way, because it's all about keeping him tied up in court, making sure that they try to drain his bank accounts. They want to, and they've damaged Trump media. That's been reported on widely that it's damaging him fiscally. And of course it is. I mean, if you're paying lawyers nonstop, does he have a lot of money? Sure he does. Is he going to go broke? No, he's not. However, it is all about trying to take as much from him as they can, try to keep him tied up in court so he can't campaign. It is all part of a bigger plan that starts and originated in the White House and has filtered down to all the minions that have been elected in cities, specifically big blue cities, with the help of people like George Soros. It is all a big network. This is all connected. It all works together, and it will continue. And if you think it's going to stop, if he were to be elected in November, that's not guaranteed, by the way, unless you vote. You better get out there and vote. If you think things like this will stop in November, they will not. You think it's bad now? Wait till he's reelected. This is just the tip of the iceberg that sunk the Titanic.
Yeah, this is. And that's why when you look back, you can compare this to what's going on with YSL and the YSL trial.
Yeah.
Because these guys have a judge who, just like this, went in the chambers, talked to the prosecutor, talked to and intimidated a bunch of the defendants by saying, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the judge was a part of it. He needs to be recused. The same thing that goes on with Judge Engron. And Mr. Bailey was saying, hey, I didn't mention President Trump by name, nor did Judge Engron, but it's obvious.
I mean, who else are you talking
about? What case we were talking about.
Who else?
That's it.
Are you talking about the Columbia protesters? No.
Yeah.
You're not. The terrorist sympathizers? No. Alvin Bragg's dropping those charges, so there's no need to talk about that. What else would you be talking about?
Well, like Andy Bailey said, well, obviously we weren't talking about the Mets.
Yeah, no. Yeah, nothing to talk about there.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, this is going to be a big problem. And what they're looking at right now and what they want them to look at is say, hey, the judicial conduct exists so that we will get a fair and balanced and impartial trial. And we don't believe that these kind of communications with another attorney, Adam Bailey, should represent and now show that he can't be a fair arbiter and that he should recuse himself immediately. Of course, I'm going to agree with this because I thought this entire trial was a joke. I think he's a joke. Even
people that hate Trump know deep down.
Yeah.
You can't not know it. It's clear what's happening. You may be okay with it.
Sure.
Because it's happening to the other team.
Yep.
So you give it a blind eye, whatever, but you know what's happening is not real. Now, they're going to be kicking and screaming if it were to happen the other way. And I hope Trump doesn't, if he's elected, I hope he doesn't go tit for tat because it's not going to be beneficial. Now, I'm not saying don't enforce the law because you should absolutely enforce the law, but don't go tit for tat just like he can't do that in the debate coming up. It's just something that he has to avoid.
Yeah, he definitely has to avoid. But, the good thing is the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct has launched an investigation into the court's conduct.
But do you buy that? Do you think that they're going to...
I'm glad you said it.
Do you trust them?
No.
Because I don't. I mean, it'd be like the Biden administration going, yeah, man, we're sending somebody down there to check it all out for you.
Why would I trust anything out of any judicial system at this point?
If they would have told me Atlanta, Georgia's investigating, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, there's not I don't care who it is at this point. Alabama, New York, whoever was investigating it, I wouldn't believe anything that's happening out of our judicial system. Because once again, just like they tell me that Joe Biden's young and spry and
the best
smart
Joe ever.
And the best Joe ever, when they tell me that, no, this is, it's not two-tier justice. Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts. 770 Get Heat and CentralHeat.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines. Presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
All right, here are your top stories in the state of Georgia for today, Friday, June 21st. Kyla Cooper, 24, of Rockdale County, discovered she was pregnant with her third child. Went to inform her boyfriend, Rashad Thompson. Thompson's other girlfriend, Arkia Tate, was reportedly not happy with the news. Tate allegedly drove to Cooper's home where she shot Cooper in the head, killing her. Police arrested Tate as she was found driving away from the crime scene. Tate has been charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson is in trouble again. In April, a judicial qualifications commission panel found that Peterson was guilty of systemic incompetence. She was arrested Thursday morning and now faces charges of felony obstruction of a police officer and simple battery against a police officer. According to Atlanta police, an officer working an extra job at the Red Martini restaurant and lounge approached a woman who was crying outside the establishment when Peterson hit the officer in the head. The judge also refused to give her name to the police. And in sports, the Atlanta Dream may see their largest attendance in team history tonight when they take on the Indiana Fever. The Dream, who usually play in College Park, have moved their game to State Farm Arena due to high ticket demand. The game will feature number 1 overall draft pick Caitlin Clark of Indiana. Tip-off from State Farm Arena scheduled for 7:30. Meanwhile, the Braves are in New York tonight to face the Yankees in the first game of a 3-game series. Chris Sale will be on the mound for the Braves with the first pitch scheduled for 7:05. You can catch all the action later tonight after the Kimmer Show right here. Go over to 680 The Fan and catch Ben Ingram and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
In blue states, the AGs are pretty corrupt and backed by George Soros. There is one AG in America that is doing the right thing for sure, and we see it. He says theft of taxpayer dollars and falsifying documents to cover up that theft are entirely unacceptable, and he did something about it. Tell you what Chris Carr did to better serve the state of Georgia. Next on Extra 106.3.
Shannon Burke is back on the air in Atlanta. Well, sort of. He's live on The Kimmer Show every Thursday at 5 p.m.
And you think about what's going on today with the military in America and these days in the war. I mean, it's just...
And then you see the leader of the free world bend over and drop a grumpy in his pants right there on the stage.
You know, I mean, my God, the Babylon Bee said, well, President Biden just dropped the first bomb on Normandy in 80 years. Normandy.
Atlanta's biggest conservative voices are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Being in an accident really bites. You need people around you that are going to make the whole process easier to deal with. I just described David Van Sant at Van Sant Law. He used to work for the insurance companies. What an advantage. He knows who to call, what to say, and they're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. Give him a call. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY, VanSantLaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.Bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
This year, treat yourself to an explosive 4th of July with Great Grizzly Fireworks. They're giving you a chance to win a $5,000 fireworks prize pack. Sign up and register to win at fireworks365.com/fan.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. Winner will be selected on Friday, July 5th, 2024, and will be responsible for picking up their prize.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Summer is all about sunshine, smiles, road trip vacations, and you've worked hard this year for this one vacation week. Your family's been planning and dreaming about vacation all year, but Hot weather wreaks havoc on your car's engine. Before you know it, you're waiting for roadside assistance and paying for costly repairs. Half of your vacation week wasted. With CarShield, the heat doesn't need to rob you of your summer fun. Broken AC and electrical problems are common in high heat and expensive. Hey, it's Glenn, and now is the time to put your faith in America's most trusted vehicle protection company. Shield yourself from pricey summer breakdowns. CarShield's expert representatives are available to help find the best options for your vehicle and the most affordable and flexible plans to fit your budget. Call now, CarShield. They're offering 20% off your plan. Just call 800-227-6100. Don't sweat it this summer. Choose CarShield like I've done with my vehicles. Get your free quote right now. 800-227-6100 or visit carshield.com/Beck.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the Extra 106.3 app and stream the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
National Selfie Day today, Rhino. Can you take a good selfie? Are you good at that? Because it is a skill to get the selfie right. So. It is a skill to get the selfie
put it up
right.
Whatever, I'm going to put it up on our Twitter.
Okay.
And then people can judge us.
All right. But you don't got to do it right this second. Dude, you just did the kid smile.
Yeah.
Los has the kid smile. Have you ever noticed that? Like in our pictures, Los has a kid smile.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He looks like my nephew that is on our refrigerator. You know,
I laugh every time I look at our promo pictures and go to put them somewhere.
Me too. I love it.
Can you take a selfie smile? A selfie?
I've noticed, and I guess it's just habit, I always do the surprise face. I don't know why I always do that, but I always do that.
Because you look at pictures of yourself and you go, oh, my smile is ugly. And then you're like, That's what I always do, a soft smile, because I don't like how my smile looks in pictures.
Yeah, I know.
Makes me look fat, but there's not much that doesn't.
That's if Joey dresses up as Joey for Halloween. I love it. That's awesome. But I'm pretty good. I usually can get the selfie pretty good and get everybody in there. I don't know how I got it right, but I usually do. But National Selfie Day, so go take a selfie, post it, and share it with us. Tag us, and we will interact with you that way because we're easy to find at Extra 106.3. At Tug Cower, at Rhino Extra 106.3, and at Front Office Los. If you want Board Op Joe, it's at Joe Tom Virgin. Easy to get a hold of us, easy to interact with us. Appreciate the calls this morning at 404-741-1230. I always feel like that we don't do enough to get callers involved, but sometimes it's like we get into this debate, and there's three of us. We get into this debate, and it's hard to slow down to introduce those callers. So if you called and hadn't gotten through, or at least gotten on after you waited on hold, we sincerely apologize, and we will do better, for sure. Chris Carr is the one AG in Georgia that I am certain is always trying to do the right thing. I don't think many AGs, specifically in blue areas, most of them are backed by George Soros, and Chris Carr obviously not. He's a conservative guy. We all think that he's going to run for governor at some point, and he would make a good governor, I do believe. But he's done something in Hall County, Rhino, that is so it's so good for law and order. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle the person is politically. If they're doing the wrong thing, they're doing the wrong thing. And Chris Carr has called it out. It's like, if you are using taxpayer dollars in a way that they're not designed to be used, it's unacceptable. And we will come get you. And he did.
Yeah, I think the people of Georgia made a really good choice in electing Chris Carr over somebody like Jen Jordan, who flat out said, well, if I don't like it, then I'm not going to actually prosecute it or apply the law. And I'm sure that the Attorney General, Chris Carr, did not want to have to go after a Solicitor General in Stephanie Woodward, who now faces 24 counts, 13 for false statements and writings, and 11 for theft by taking. Woodard has been and was was she still, I'm sure, is a Republican. So she seems to be on the same side, but it doesn't matter to Chris Carr.
Which is the point.
That is the entire point of what his job is. And that's what I appreciate more than anyone else. What did Stephanie Woodard do? Well, there's a lot. So apparently she used a lot of the money that she was supposed to, including cremating a dog.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You're telling me that this woman was not smart enough to realize that they were going to track tax dollars when she was using them to cremate her dog? Like, how dumb do you have to be? It just goes to show you that Republicans are dumb too. Oftentimes, Republicans are dumb. That's why I don't even call myself a Republican anymore.
Yeah.
How dumb do you have to be to do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, when you sit there and you get reimbursed for travel expenses that you've already submitted, that's a problem. So she's submitted the same things twice, apparently. And this is all alleged until it's proven out. You know, obviously, even Chris Carr would tell you, until we get everything out there and the judge looks at it and everything's looked at, we'll see what's going on. She also is accused of using her county-issued credit card to buy items she claimed to be for victims, but actually kept them for herself. She's, and again, she submitted a reimbursement request to cremate a dog involved in an old case, but instead she decided that she was going to keep the money. So these crimes go from July 2018 to September 22nd. But again, I love the fact that he's doing this. Now, her attorney says, Marissa Goldberg says the indictment is absurd, unfathomable, and a waste of court time and taxpayer money. No, a waste of taxpayer money is exactly what she's being accused of.
That's exactly right. But I mean, it's a defense attorney. I expect they're going to go to bat. They're going to say whatever it takes to win in the court of public opinion. But you have to have an AG that it's worth his weight in salt, that he can say, okay, we're going to prosecute this because it's the right thing to do. We don't care that you're a Republican. We don't care that you're in Hall County, which is a Republican county. If you're wasting taxpayer dollars, you deserve to be punished. Somebody should do this to Joe Biden because he's continually wasting taxpayer dollars. I wish we had someone brave enough to be able to stand up to that nonsense. I'm so tired of our tax dollars being wasted on everything from Ukraine to EVs, and $7 billion to build EV charging stations. And Rhino, we got $7 billion. We got 7.
Yeah, it's
waste
a
of
joke.
tax dollars.
Well, you know, and that's what they're going to start to find out, because as much as Democrats continue to say, well, look at the employment rates, look at this. Well, now that they're starting to investigate the employment rates and what the Biden administration did.
800,000 less?
Yeah, it's 800,000 less. So from 1.3% gain to 0.3%, to find out that over 500,000 of those created jobs may have been created but never filled for a reason. So they've inflated the numbers. This is what Democrats do. They're playing politics. They're playing games. When Republicans are out there, what they're doing is they're following the law. And Chris Carr did a great job following the law, making sure that, hey, don't care that Sonny Perdue put her into office. I don't care who she worked for or if she's Republican. What I do care about is taxpayers' money is taxpayers' money. It's to be used for what they're supposed to be used, not for your personal gain. And that's what she is accused of right now. So good for Chris Carr, good for Republicans for standing up for what's right and realizing no matter what your political party is, you're not above the law.
No, and I think that's important because we can't stand up here and call out the waste of taxpayer dollars on the other side and not call it out on our own side.
Exactly.
That's the thing that I think is most important. And if she's innocent, she'll be found innocent.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you got to prove it in the court of law.
I hope for her sake that's the case.
Me too. Something tells me, though.
I mean, 16 years she's been doing this.
Something tells me.
It's a problem.
Yeah, something tells me. When we come back, James Carville says there needs to be a mechanism to force media companies to give Biden positive press. How about that? Forcing the hand of media companies. The Democrats, they wouldn't do that, surely. No. Yes. After Neil Bort's report on the Fox News update, more of the Morning Xtra on Xtra 106.3.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Xtra 106.3.
Well, the Democrats keep playing fast and loose with the truth when it comes to our tax system, and the Democrat media is fully compliant. Right now, Joe Biden ads on TV, they are pushing the idea that corporations need to pay their fair share. of taxes, and the media repeats it. Nobody looks into it. But the truth is so easy. All wealth in this country, all wealth is owned by individuals. All of it. If taxes are to be paid, individual Americans bear the burden. Corporations don't pay taxes. They collect taxes and pass them on to the federal government. Come on, folks. I know most of you understand this. Maybe the odd liberal has tuned in for a few minutes here. When a corporation pays an additional dollar in taxes, where does that dollar come from? Well, it could come from corporate profits. Profits, as you know, are evil. Who do the profits belong to? Well, the shareholders. The shareholders are individuals. Maybe, for instance, it could be a teacher's retirement fund that owns the shares. The individuals in that case are the teachers. Or maybe the dollar could come from money the corporation was going to use to expand or to hire new people. In this case, the dollar is kept away from the individuals who would be earning the pay at that corporation, or the individuals that would be involved in the expansion of the corporation, construction, new facilities, whatever. Or the extra dollar comes from the employees of that corporation, a dollar that they will not earn in additional wages. Nope, we can't pay you more. We have to pay taxes. Corporate taxes, all a lie. A way for the government to get more of your money while raising taxes on evil corporations. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can.
They crossed the border and could end up on death row. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 2 migrants in the U.S. illegally face capital murder charges in Houston, Texas. Johan Jose Rangel Martinez and Franklin Jose Pena Ramos, accused in the death of a 12-year-old girl whose body was found in a creek.
Police say that 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungary was strangled to death by 2 migrants from Venezuela. One crossed the border illegally in April, the other in May, and that one, according to DHS sources, was released just weeks ago after he claimed that he feared for his life if sent back to his home country. Investigators used surveillance video to track the suspect's movements before and after the murder.
Fox's Chanley Painter, another migrant who came to the U.S. illegally, is charged with murder in Maryland. Yet another charged with raping a 13-year-old girl in a park in New York City. Also in New York, 2 months after pro-Palestinian protests and an encampment.
The Manhattan District Attorney's Office says 30 of the Columbia student protesters and 2 university employees who took over an academic building on campus on April 30th will not be prosecuted due to lack of evidence. States. 46 pro-Palestinian protesters in all were arrested after barricading themselves inside Hamilton Hall, initially charged with trespassing, a misdemeanor. Prosecutors told the court that because they had worn masks and covered surveillance cameras, there wasn't enough evidence.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The Supreme Court still has more than a dozen cases to decide, with more rulings coming next hour. Fox's Ryan Schmel says one of them could be the big Trump case.
If the presumptive Republican nominee can use presidential immunity in his D.C. criminal case. Prosecutors argue presidents have always been able to face criminal liability for decisions made while in office, while President Trump's legal team argues denying immunity would, quote, incapacitate every future president with de facto blackmail and extortion while in office.
Now, the former president will hold a rally in Philadelphia tomorrow. President Biden's at Camp David to prep for their CNN debate next week. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-887-1010. 800-887-1010.
With plans starting at $20 a month for unlimited talk, text, and tons of data, switching your wireless service to Pure Talk is a no-brainer. And right now is a great time to make the switch to help Pure Talk support America's Warrior Partnership and their mission to help prevent veteran suicide. You can help too. Switch your cell phone service today to Pure Talk. Just dial pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk. That's pound 250 and say keyword Pure Talk.
Hey friends, it's Neil Bortz, and I'm in Atlanta Tuesday, live in the studio with the Morning Xtra gang. Download the Xtra 106.3 app and stream it all live.
Morning Xtra at Xtra 106.3. On Tuesday, the unbelievable has happened. The Talkmaster Neil Bortz will join us in studio for the first time ever. We did a big town hall with him probably getting close to 2 years ago, and it was an extraordinary event. It was so much fun. And now, instead of calling from the Bortz bus or from wherever he is across these great United States, he's going to be sitting across from us, Rhino. Neil Bortz in studio Tuesday.
I'm excited.
You have to be.
I need to bring in my fair tax book, though, because every time I see him, I forget to bring it.
Yeah, get him to sign
I'm like, sign this for me.
Cool, man. I love that idea. I think,
He'll be glad to do I think Scotty has a bunch on his desk somewhere, that have already been signed, maybe, or not signed.
Well, no, then.
But I'm going to go steal it and say, hey, Neil, I need you to personalize this to me and say, hey, to the greatest radio guys besides me, Rhino, Tug.
Well,
love you. Thanks for reading my book. Thanks for your support.
He don't need to put that in your book.
Neil.
He needs to put just how, Rhino, you handsome devil, all the best.
Okay.
Something like
Rhino, the greatest Morning Xtra guy in the world.
Something like that. I bet he's
something fun. No, probably not. You got to help me word this later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. Lois is the smart one. That's what.
Yeah, he's the smart one.
Kimber says, and it's the Rhino, the smart one, and Tug.
How about to Rhino, the guy who says things as stupid as I did for years?
You know what's really stupid is a truck catching on fire with 40,000 pounds of beer on it. This happened on I-95. 40,000 pounds of beer went up in flames. I don't know how many cases that is, but that sounds like a lot of beer.
How does beer go up in flames? Like the beer didn't go up in flames. All the boxes and everything else around it?
I mean, but the cans actually.
And they probably blew up?
Yeah, because of the pressure. It was just a complete waste. 40,000 pounds was what the truck was weighed down with the beer.
Now, let me ask you this. If you're driving behind it, let's say it does, and they get some of them off, but they're exploding, do you go and grab them even though you know they're probably pretty warm?
I'd risk my life.
I would too.
I can't
let
function beer well without.
That's right.
Don't function beer well without.
I will tell you that I will drink a warm beer.
Yeah, sure.
In an emergency anytime.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Nah,
and that's an emergency.
I don't like beer to begin with, so I definitely ain't gonna like. I mean, it has to be ice cold for me to stomach, getting it down.
Yeah, I understand that.
But yeah, this truck is.
I'm no alcohol abuser.
All sorts of disarray. This thing looks rough, and it backed up traffic on I-95 forever.
Oh, I bet.
I mean,
guys just standing on the side crying,
just upset. What's the matter? Did your mother pass? No, I'm 40.
Look at the beer.
God, why have you forsaken me?
That's right. Why, God?
Why?
That's right.
That's why I only drink Ultra Right.
That's right. Absolutely.
It never catches on fire.
Seth Weathers, he has a special mechanism in the packaging that would keep it from burning.
That's right.
I know that's true.
Yeah.
It's
like
he's
one of
never
those
told
fire.
me that.
It's a fire blanket that comes out and protects the
There's no
can.
doubt. He would always make sure that Ultra Right beer is taken care of. And
you know what? If he goes and takes that
cold
now and comes up with that, he owes us, right?
He does. I would think so. Yes. Yeah, for sure. And he's giving away that. Have you seen he's giving away the Trans Am?
I know. I told you, he said I could ride it, and I've never followed back up or drive it.
A Trans Am? Like Smokey?
Smokey and the Bandit, 1977.
Yeah. See, this is. And that's why I want to take it up, because like yesterday, Hiawassee, on my way up, you go up 400 and you go through Unicoi Gap there. That's where that movie was filmed. So I want to
also
go
off exit 13 on 400.
Yeah, I want to take Seth Weathers and I want to drive up. Maybe he could come up with my house. We'll go up there, have a beer or whatever. But we could drive that, and he could let me drive the Trans Am through there. And I'll even stop at the little place, the Rock store now. It's called the Rock Shop now, but it used to be in the movie. The place where everybody was sitting out front cheering them on. So
he texted me and said, "You can drive it to work every day for a week," and I'm thinking about taking him up. Every day drive a freaking Trans Am to work every day.
Oh, you get every day for a week. Well, he better give me.
Awesome.
Did he just text that? Is he listening? Is that why? Okay.
No, it was at the end of.
You text him back, say Rhino wants to take it up to his house in Hiawassee and drive the Smoking the Bandit Unicoi Gap with you.
Yeah, man.
I'll sit in the trunk.
You don't have to text him. I'll text him.
I'm hard pressed to not take him up on this, man.
You need to.
I know.
I just want to see it.
I'll tell you what.
Me too. That's the big thing.
He should let you and me take it there. I'll let you drive.
And then I'll drive I just told him I wanted to drive it.
Yeah.
Let me drive. I just want to drive it once before you give it away, because I love Smokey and the Bandit. It's probably my top 3 favorite movies of all time. It really is my top 3 favorite movies of all time. You scumbum.
Scumbum.
Dude, so good.
So I went into depth on Jackie Gleason one point, and they talked about how they had all these lines written for him, and he's like, man, scumbum.
Yeah.
Done. He made that up. Like, there was a bunch of things that he just was him.
They had to do for, to cover it on, regular television. On TBS, when they played it, it was always scumbum instead of something.
But all the things that he, came up with and said that he changed, I was like, man, that's what made Jackie Gleason so amazing, that he absorbed that character, became him.
Brilliant.
And then just, threw out things that people still say today that he just made up on the fly.
When I get home, I'm going to punch your mama right in the mouth. Dude, what?
So great.
Dude, you wouldn't be able to put that in a movie today.
No way.
It's brilliant. Put the door in the car, Junior. So good. Dude, I
might go watch that tonight.
Smokey and the Bandit.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Do yourself a favor. Intern Andrew just shook his head.
I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
Dude, I think less of you right now. There's not much that you could do to make me think less of you.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
I hope so. And you got to watch the real version. You can't watch the scumbum version. You got to watch the.
I think it's on. Is it on Netflix or Prime? One of them.
1977. Is that the right?
Oh yeah.
I was born, man. Come on. I'm telling you, it's a good year.
I say we do a movie marathon, guys. Let's do it, Smokey. And the Bandit.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would love to do that with y'all. Let's just go to Los's house or your house or somebody's house.
Los isn't home. We'll break in.
Well, no, I'm talking about maybe when he gets back. I was just thinking when he gets back.
We don't got to
do it today.
I know where he keeps his key, I think.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it the other time.
Yeah, right, because you crashed down there.
Yeah, I crashed down there one day.
Yeah,
cleaned up after him.
I think when he gets back, we need to do this. Or we need to plan our trip to
Florida.
Florida. He said maybe September for that.
They're playing it at the Springs in Sandy Springs.
What?
At the movie theater tonight at 7.
What?
You guys want to go on a date?
Oh my gosh, I can't. Jacob's playing baseball tonight. I can't go.
Oh, please. Jacob will be playing baseball for the rest of his life.
I know, but
you can miss one game.
You only get one go
Send
round
mama.
with your kids. You only get one go round.
That's fair.
Kids. Man, I was so tired yesterday. I got home pretty late. I was trying to grab a nap. And right as I walked in the door, he was working. He was like, "Hey, Dad," shot me a text. And he was like, "Can you bring me something to eat? As soon as I get done with work here in the next couple hours, I'm going to go lift, and then I'm going to hit. And I'm just not going to have time to eat. Can you get me something to eat?" So I turn around, leave the house, go take him something to eat. And then I get back to the house. I start laying down just start to lay down, take a nap, and fall asleep. Shortly after that, phone rings, buzz, whatever. And he's like, hey, can you go over and feed this hitting machine? Can you pick? I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, yeah, man, I'll be right there. You're trying to wake up. I was like, I'll be right there. So I didn't get a nap yesterday, all because, you do. I'm sure it's like that way with Liam, man. Whenever he calls, like, you want to be there for him. You only have one shot at this.
It is.
You don't get to remake time.
When Liam asks, like, there are things that I definitely do not want to do, like watch him play Fortnite when he's playing Fortnite. So I get the opportunity to go on the lake with him. We get to go camping and all that. But when he does ask me, like, hey, Dad, you want to see what I'm doing or you want to watch? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm
100%,
like,
man.
I'm getting dizzy watching these characters jump up and down and shoot things.
It doesn't matter. Your presence is what he's craving.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what the relationship requires.
I ask questions. I have no idea why I'm asking them or what I'm actually asking.
It doesn't matter if they're dumb because he's going to explain it to you because he enjoys explaining it. He's looking for that connection. He's looking for that bond. And that is what the relationship is built off. It's so important, and I love the fact you do that, man.
Yeah, I tried to play the game, too. Not an easy game.
Dude.
I was hiding in a bush. I'm like, I'll just hide in the bush. No one will find me for like an hour. And then he's like, no, Dad, you got to move. And then I walked and fell off a cliff, and hit a mushroom.
Yeah.
It popped me all the way back up in the sky, and I'm like, oh, I'm safe. And then I fell and hit the ground and died.
See, that's the thing. 404-741-1230. Our buddy Robbie is in Waleska, and he wants to talk about Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
I first saw that when it came out at the drive-in, and I'll never forget it. It was so cool. But a few months ago, there's this awesome drive-in in downtown Blue Ridge, and they played it. And me and my wife and my daughter and my son-in-law and the grandkids got to go up there and back to pickups up side to side and watch that. That was the coolest thing. If you ever get to do that. They play a lot of the oldies like Grease and this and that and other if you'll watch it.
The Swan Drive-In up in Blue Ridge, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Me and my wife used to go, when I was living in Dalton, me and my wife used to go over there about once a month because she grew up going to drive-ins, and I didn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we did too.
We didn't have one real close.
Really?
In Dalton, no, we didn't.
New York, they were everywhere.
Really? That's cool, man. So we didn't. So it was so nostalgic for her to go back. I mean, she saw E.T. at a drive-in. She grew up going to drive-in. So when I was living in Dalton, man, we used to go up to the Swan Drive-In all the time.
Do you know how cool that sounds, though?
We've done a lot of improvements and spent a lot of money on it, and the food is great. And I was like, dang. They said the Northern Lights were up there, a few weeks ago, and everybody was just flipping out because they came so far down that you couldn't even tell the movie was on because of Northern Lights. I wish I'd been there that night, but I knew about that,
Yeah, Robbie, thank you so much for listening, man.
That's awesome, though. Think about like sitting in the back of my pickup watching Smoking the Bandit. That just changed the whole idea of what I want to do thanks to Robbie.
Yeah, dude, it's
I thought you hung up on him and we're like,
there's Robbie pop back in.
Robbie's like, yeah, well, hold on, I'm not done talking.
He's like, they got great cheddar nuggets.
Yeah,
it's like he waited on his timing and everything. Robbie's awesome.
Robbie's man.
He's been doing that. He's done this before. I love it.
Robbie could do this show anytime.
For sure.
Okay, now I've changed the idea, though. Now I want to go with you guys, like in the truck.
Yes.
Let's drop the tailgate.
Yes.
Grab some good old Ultra Right. Seth Weathers can come up and park next to us. Yeah, sit with us and we'll drink some Ultra Right beer watching Smokey and the Bandit in a drive-thru
in Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Let's do it.
Buddy, that is a jackpot if I've ever heard one. Dude, let's do it. We got to reach out to Seth and get this done. It is so freaking cool.
He can bring Tiffany, too.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I want to tell you about James Carville because James Carville said there needs to be a way that the Biden White House can use a mechanism to force media companies to talk positively about Joe Biden. Check this out.
Tell us what negative to accentuate, and then you can have some kind of enforcement mechanism. But what is, hopefully we get this in a debate that there's a coherent line of attack coming out of Biden against Trump, so we could all pick it up. But then one side, MSNBC's in one place, the Times columnists, Krugman is in another place, and E.J. Dionne somewhere else, and Eugene Robinson's over there, and it's 10 different people in 10 different places, and that's not effective.
No, not that we can't get the message out there like that, but I love the fact that he said there needs to be an enforcement mechanism to make sure that we're getting the right message out for Joe Biden. That's what James Carville is recommending. He wants a enforcement mechanism for the media, not a free and fair media, which we don't have anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. We already know that they are working against President Trump. They're working against conservative values, traditional values. But he wants there to be an enforcement mechanism that punishes people if they don't.
Oh, okay. So isn't that already in place? Pretty much. I mean, when every organization, except for the punishment part, correct. Every organization came up with, okay, we're going with cheap fake, deep fake on these videos. We're not allowed to say that we actually took this video and it's not a cheap fake. They're just using it. They already have that. They already manipulate the media, and Carville knows that. Now he wants, hey, if you don't follow or if you stray, because I think that's what they're afraid of. They're starting to see some of those liberal magazines, a little of them fracturing, saying we don't want to attach ourselves to Biden, the Biden crime family anymore. We got duped when they told us that the laptop wasn't real. We got duped with the Steele dossier. We got duped with Russia. So we're going to start sliding back. He wants them punished if they don't follow the line of what the White House wants them to say.
Yeah,
so he's okay with this then, too, on the other side?
No, he would not be. No, he would be screaming bloody murder if Trump were in office and someone were to have suggested this. He would scream bloody murder.
He'd say they don't follow the Constitution, right?
But as long as it's okay, as long as it's Biden or the Democrats or the message that he agrees with, then he's just fine with slapping the hands of media companies. Otherwise, unacceptable.
Yeah. By the way, does Carville sound like Skip Holtz started to sound? Lou Holtz started to sound?
a little bit.
He's starting to lose it.
He's
still sharper than Biden is.
Yeah.
How old is Carville now? 86?
I don't know. I would imagine late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around in there is my guess. I could look it up.
He sounds like his teeth fell out. He sounds like he's drooling and spitting when he talks. Dude, at least he's like still coherent.
79.
He's 79, so he's about a year and a half.
Yeah, 2 years younger than Biden.
And he sounds 10 times smarter still, even though he's ridiculously...
He can put together
over the top
coherent sentence. It's bad. It's the things he's suggesting are bad, but at least he is very coherent. I'll give him that.
If that's the case, then why at one point did he talk about, well, Biden's going to lose this because he's lying about the economy? Carville at one point was talking about, hey, guys, I've done this before. We got to talk about the economy. It's the economy. It's the economy. It's the economy. So
right now,
should he have been punished for not going with them when they tell everybody that the economy's good?
I guess so. But that's a great observation. It's a great question. Should he be punished now in his own way of thinking? Should he be punished for not going along with it and saying that, yeah, they should focus on the economy because that's the most important? Yet, the Democrats tell you it's great. So, James Carville, better be careful what you ask for.
They're so strange because they sit here and they tell you that Donald Trump and everybody that's a Republican and an extremist is going to get rid of the Constitution. So we're going to release student debt. We're going to try to overthrow the Second Amendment as much as possible. As they destroy the Constitution, they say, hey, the other side's going to do that. As they sit here and talk about, black people don't even understand what computer means. And then they say, the other side's racist. Like, they continue to do this. They never punish themselves. I found it funny. I have a troll. And he is all upset because I said he thinks that Marjorie Taylor Greene went and she's a white supremacist and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here going, hold on. You have 6 elected members of Congress, a minimum of 6, it's actually more than that actually called for the genocide of Jews. And you're mad because she went to a America First PAC meeting and spoke and told a bunch of people who she didn't know who they were that she wants to work for all people of America, no matter their color, their skin, their sexual orientation, or their religion. And she's going to work hard for them. And she didn't know that she was speaking in front of white supremacists. But yet you support 6 people. Like, the Democrats don't understand how it's going to come back and haunt them.
I don't really give her a pass on that one.
Oh, I don't either.
I struggle with that.
I don't either. That's why we asked her about it. That's why we gave her a hard time saying, why would you not vet this out? Why would you not find out who Nick Fuentes is? I understand that you didn't know and I know she didn't know because she stood up there and literally in the middle of a white supremacist conference with a bunch of kids because she was told, hey, this is for a youth. This is for young kids. She wasn't told that they were all white and that's what they're. And then she stands up there and gets booed because she goes, I'm working in the state of Georgia for every single citizen. It doesn't matter the color of their skin, the religion, who they sleep with. And they're like, boo, boo.
Right.
So, I mean, but I'd rather you're going to bang on that, but you don't go after the 6 people in your party who are calling for the genocide of Jews?
It's a disgusting thing to do. You're exactly right about that.
Crazy people. You're all crazy out there.
Here, I found it. Grabian put this out. Cheap fake per program. We're getting at least 4 minutes and 15 seconds of coverage on cheap fake, saying that videos were cheap fakes, and totaling looks like almost an hour. So the day following the cheap fake thing, the media ran with what they were told to do. Make sure you push this cheap fake narrative, and did it for an hour total. On the 17th.
They're so corrupt.
The 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, they did half hour each day. There was a half hour of coverage on that at least. And then if you put in the last few days, totaling up to an hour of coverage about the cheap fake message that they got. Jeff Criswell is running for Georgia 6th against Lucy McBath, and he joins us next to discuss why you should vote for him and why he is going to win. 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Southern Exteriors, your exterior solution in Metro Atlanta. Been doing it for over 20 years. They'll look you in your eye, shake your hand, and do exactly what they say they'll do. Windows, siding, gutters, painting, they do it all. 8779 Southern, southernexteriors.co.
Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins the show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Well, Sally, thank you for your time. But unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
But why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and we saw some red flags.
Like what?
Apparently, you were accused of dog-napping a Chihuahua named Mr. Cha-Cha.
Mr. Cha-Cha was my soulmate.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies. Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. At A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds from local to federal for any jail in any city. And in most cases, we can have you and your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at ATLBail.com.
Want weather? Grab your phone. Need traffic? Grab your phone. Conservative news and talk. Also on your phone. Get the Extra 106.3 app.
Tuesday morning, Neil Bortz will be live in studio on the Morning Extra. It is going to be a day like no other. This may be the greatest day in Extra 106.3 history. Tuesday, do not miss the Morning Extra because you cannot miss Neil Bortz. Now, if you were to, maybe you sleep late, maybe you had something on and you just can't listen, then make sure you go back and listen to the Extra 106.3 app. It will be available for you there. You can listen live and on demand at your leisure on the Extra 106.3 app.
I hope he comes in and slaps you for all the horrible things you say about him.
I mean, that's terrible, Rhino. I can't believe you'd ask for something.
Well, you're the one who sits there and says no one likes him.
That's not what I said.
And now you're just like over the top trying to make up for it.
That's not what I said. I said there's no one like him.
That's not
what
we heard.
That's not what Neil heard either. That was the problem.
Yeah, see?
Now I always praise him. I give him over the top praise. And he's like, it's getting deep in here. It's getting deep in here. I'm like, I'm trying to let you know that I have immense respect for you. I have immense respect.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all. But anyway.
And don't forget today after the show.
Right. Yes, after the show.
Yeah, we have the after the show. And that's going to be on from 11 to 12 today. I'm going to bring in Joe. It's going to be our first one on a Friday, and we're going to do it every Friday after that.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've scheduled now from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock for the after. But today, you guys have dogged the Bounty Hunter in for a special little interview, so we had to push it back from 11 to 12. So don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Extra 106.3. Like our YouTube channel, and then it's going to get goofy. I'm going to bring. I saw Flounders here already.
Yeah,
I'm going to pull him in, pull some of the interns in.
The whole hee-haw gang. Maybe Jeff Criswell can pop in.
Yeah, we might steal him.
Absolutely.
We might give him a hard time, too.
There we go. Jeff, how are you?
I'm blessed and highly favored, sir.
Amen to that. I love the way you say that, man, and I feel the same way. Jeff is running for Georgia 6 to unseat Lucy McBath. Let's start with strategy, because you've been so confident in your ability to win this race. Maybe others aren't quite as confident, but you have never wavered in your confidence, and I admire that. It's like I tell my son, who's a baseball player, you go up to the plate like you hit a home run. No matter what happened that last at bat, you go up there like you're going to hit a home run, and that's the way you're doing it. How are you going to win this?
Well, okay, so let me talk to the confidence part of what you just said, because that is so important to me.
Where does it come from? Like, that's what I'd like to know.
You guys know I'm a man of faith. I'm definitely a Christian person, and I am locked into God on this in a very, very special way, and I feel like God is leading me in very, very precise ways that are unmistakable. and I feel like I'm absolutely the right person at the right time doing the right thing. And that's the reason, guys, I was the only Republican who bothered to qualify, because everybody else looked at this district and they said, there is no freaking way. Think about all the politicians in the state of Georgia that could have done this. All the state senators, all the state House of Representative peoples, the mayors, the this, the that. How come it was only me? Okay. I believe this was like absolutely a divine thing. It's a calling. And that, you want to know why I'm confident, and I am not wavering, because I believe this is going to happen.
I love it, dude. I love it.
So what is like Lucy McBath obviously is a well-known person. The 6th District, though, doesn't seem to, I mean, look, there's a big group that will support her, but I lived in the 6th for a long time. One thing I noticed was that there are a lot more people like me, more conservative people, families, people who want to keep crime out of the area. That doesn't seem like a Democrat policy. So how do you think right now the people of the 6th District are responding to you? Have you heard a lot from them? Have you been working and talking to the people?
Here's the thing, okay, if the listeners are not familiar with the 6th was created by court order to be a black majority district. The demographics of the 6th District is 50% black, 30% white, 10 Hispanic, and 10 other. Okay, any other year, based on those demographics, a Republican is not going to win this. However, this year is different. It's an anomaly because you have so many of the younger black voters who are totally disenchanted with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
How could they not be? The man is a vegetable. All right. Everybody can see that.
That's a cheap fake.
Somebody behind the scenes is pulling the strings. Everybody knows it. The man is embarrassing. So the younger black voters in particular, under the age of 50, they're free agents this year, my friend.
Yeah.
I got a document from your sales rep, who I like a lot.
Ed Kennedy.
Ed Kennedy.
Love Ed.
All
Love
right.
Ed.
Solid as
Somebody
rock.
just did some research, man. State of Georgia this year, the identification, 30% Republican, 30% Democrat, 30% independent. So throw out that demographic, that whole notion that, we're going to automatically vote for a Democrat because we have 50% black voters. That's not even true this year.
Right. 60% of people probably already decided you got a good 30% you can bring back over to your way and make that a 60% victory.
We're going to win this. And here's how I'm going to do it, sir. Okay, this is my equation. I need a big Trump win. All right? That's going to happen. I saw a poll yesterday where in Georgia he's got 8%. He's got an 8-point lead, rather.
Yeah.
Okay? I think by the time November rolls around, it's probably going to be twice that much. I think he's going to win Georgia something like 57-43. Okay, yeah. It's a landslide. In politics, a landslide is considered a 10-point win. He gonna get that.
Oh, easy.
Okay.
You sound like from Northwest Georgia. He gonna get that.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's coming. I think he's going to kick what's his name Biden's ass. Excuse my language. Over here on this debate next week. And that's going to be a huge sort of a threshold for us.
Go finish.
Okay, so I need to pull 25% of the black vote from this district. I'm seeing statistics now where 20% of black voters, even getting higher, maybe 25% of black voters, are jumping ship from Biden to Trump. And when they vote for Trump, they're going to vote down ballot. And then the third thing that we have to do is we've got to get the vote out for the Republicans, okay? We got to hit those independents, obviously, but we've got to get people who are not voting, who should be voting for us, and we need to get them to the polls. If those three things happen, and I guarantee they're going to, I'm going to win this district. I guarantee it. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching, man, but there's a lot of ill will among some folks on the Republican side from 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You've got a lot of motivated people who want to get a little bit of revenge. Okay, we're carrying a little bit of a grudge. A lot of folks are.
A little chip on the shoulder.
Exactly. And you're going to see people out here beating the streets, knocking on doors like we never have seen before.
Do you have a crew that's already doing that? Because I think that's the most important part. Okay, so how do you get that going?
But here's the thing.
Because you need to knock on doors. You need to. I'm going to tell you as a Republican and as a voter, if I'm in a district that, and right now, Brian Kemp did a great thing by going into, the inner city and talking to the black radio voices and sitting and having a town hall and saying, hey, this is why you should have the right to carry a gun. This is how we need to stop violence in yours. It's not the police. It's not this. Stop letting them focus. So how do you get into those neighborhoods? Because these neighborhoods, if you walk door to door and say, hey, I want to make sure gas prices are lower. I want to make sure that your food costs are lower.
And it helps with name recognition, too. I think that's a big part.
How do you get into those communities? What do you need to do to organize that?
Right now, I'm piggybacking on the work of Greater Georgia, which is Kelly Loeffler.
Yes.
She's
on Clay and Buck this afternoon.
Super aggressive lady. She's out there big time. Americans for Prosperity.
Yeah.
Also, grassroots, get out the vote. And then the last one is Turning Point.
Yeah,
very aggressive.
Incredible
group.
So
as these guys are out there knocking on doors, they can't help but bring me into the discussion. I don't think that they, as advocates, are allowed to necessarily campaign for me, but I'm certainly I'm on their backs as they're out there knocking on doors. I hope that I can put together a jillion people in the fall to go knock on the doors as part of my campaign. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, right. Having the resources, I understand that. But one thing you're doing as a man of faith, and I appreciate that, you are actually going to churches and you're going to speak, and you're headed to a major church here in Atlanta.
Okay, so I don't necessarily get the opportunity to speak necessarily, but I am going to be recognized. And I'm going down to College Park to World Changers, Creflo Dollar. That is an enormously influential church, man.
No question about it.
Okay, and frankly, I believe it's mostly black. But that's the kind of place. I'm a Christian. I can go to any church and feel comfortable, okay? Because
you're
the Bible says, there's
you're there for the same reasons.
There's no distinction here among Christians.
No, that's right.
I'm totally comfortable in any church. I've been to Mount Perrin. I went to Church of the Apostles. Between now and November the 5th, I hope I'm in a different church every Sunday.
How do you feel about that? Because I wrestle with it, and Rhino and I have talked about it, and Los, who's down in Dallas the rest of this week and into next week, he'll be back next week. We talk about politics in church because I really struggle with it. I don't mind people saying here's what's right and here's what's wrong, but when it comes to blatant politics in church and people politicking in church, I really wrestle with that. Do you feel the same way? And if so, how do you navigate that?
Well, so any church out there, they're only just doing this as a courtesy to let me come in and say, "Oh, look, there's
which
Jeff,
is kind.
There's Jeff Criswell. He's running for Congress." That's the extent of it. So they're not going to really be pushing any politics per se, but just the fact that I can get out there, people can see me.
No, I think it's important.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Hopefully they get the impression that I'm a nice person because I think I am anyway.
You are.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, that's part of my strategy.
Yeah, I got it.
I would love to see, because this is where I think that we need to get stronger as a party. Like you said, Greater Georgia is great. I heard, look, we heard a PAC commercial that they buy on our ads, and we can't stop some of the buying that's happening. And it's the progressives talking about how, black people don't have the right to vote, and they're fighting for the right to vote, and all the lies that they keep continuing to spread. How do we get an army together, and get out there? How can people volunteer and say, hey, Jeff, I want to make sure that you win this 6 back from Lucy McBath and the ridiculous Democrats and their policies? How can we get in touch with you? Will you take volunteers that will go out door for door? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
To be honest with you, I think the very best approach right now is to get to the county GOP. Mm-hmm. Get to the county GOP, get to a precinct meeting in the local precinct, and work from there.
Yeah, because they're gonna beat up this area. They want Georgia to be blue, and they know they're losing Georgia.
Oh, they're in trouble here, and they know it. And you see Harris coming down, trying to mend fences.
Couple times.
Twice.
Really in a quick turnaround.
You see the response that Biden got over at Morehouse. Okay, I don't know if you recall that.
Yeah.
He says, he's going to come down and do the commencement speech. And the students immediately were like, bull, you know what?
Turn their backs
We
on
don't want him. And it was the older crowd, the graduates, the alumni who were pushing real hard to get Biden in. And that's a metaphor, because that older,
the younger votes are going away from Biden.
That over 50 crowd, they're going to be very hard to convert.
When we come back, we'll continue this conversation with Jeff Criswell. Want your vote? And that's what he's asking for in the 6th when it comes to Election Day. We'll continue next on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
The most powerful union in America, I've told you many times, teachers' unions, solidly in the Democrat camp, 100%. That is why Democrats constantly fight school choice, because teachers' unions hate the idea of parents deciding where their kid will go to school. That's the government's job. Thank you, Democrats.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and, hey, happy Friday. You know what I love about Friday? I get to talk about the grilling equipment that Howard Brothers has. You already know that Howard Brothers has everything for your yard, and they love lawn equipment. But they also really love cooking on the Big Green Egg and the Traeger grills. I myself bought myself 3 Traegers from Howard Brothers. Also bought my Big Green Egg for my father-in-law over at Howard Brothers. You can get all of your egg accessories and Traeger needs at Howard Brothers stores in Duluth, Lula, and Oakwood. In fact, they've got Traeger grills at their Athens Power Equipment location as well. Got to ask the question, what are you cooking tonight? Is it going to be grilled chicken, maybe some ribs, maybe some pulled pork, perhaps a brisket? Get to Howard Brothers and get all you need for superior flavor and perfect meals every single time. It's time for you to get a Big Green Egg or a Traeger wood pellet grill. Don't go to the big box store. Go to the grill experts over at Howard Brothers.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, June 23rd at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features live music, educational speakers from the CDC and Emory, and over 30 mushroom-themed vendors. Early bird tickets are only $10, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
My name is Pamela Conley. I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 22 years. It's been the best years of my life, and not everyone can say that about their jobs. I'm the intake specialist for new clients, so I am the voice you hear when you call our office and the first face you see when you come by. I love sharing my years of experience with people and alongside Bruce, helping them through what is so often a really hard time. My name is Pamela Conley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let him work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day with bowl or food purchase. Order in-app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. Terms and conditions apply.
When it comes to protecting those that matter most, you need a home security system you can trust. Thanks to SimpliSafe, you can finally rest easy at night. SimpliSafe is backed by 24/7 professional monitoring, guarding your home like a fortress with sensors and cameras to protect your family from outside threats. Right now, you can get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. That's simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
A verdict that has truly changed America.
This has never been, this is outrageous.
What will happen next? Trust Atlanta's only conservative voice for the real answers and the perspectives that matter to you.
Why did nobody step in when they saw what was going on in New York?
This is Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Don't forget Tuesday, Neil Board's in studio with us on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3. Tug, Rhino, and front office Los. Jeff Criswell running for Georgia 6 in with us this morning. I wanted to take an opportunity to tell you congratulations. The man that I was going to vote for throughout the primary, I was very vocal in my support of Vivek Ramaswamy. And then he dropped out and has endorsed Donald Trump. So that's where my vote went as well. He has endorsed your campaign.
I was so tickled, man. He called me the night of the primary, and they said, hey, do you want our endorsement?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I think so. So he's a very, very interesting person for the Republican Party. He's young. He's new. He's a person of color. He's bright. He's super patriotic. He's got a great family. And the energy level could not be higher. So
and he's a faithful man, too.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
So when he came to you, because one of the things that, Tug and I really loved about him is we waste so much money on these agencies that we don't need. Let's tear down the FBI. Let's tear down the Department of Education. So as going into Congress, talk about, you agree with him on that? And what's the best approach to go, hey, we don't need to waste money in these areas anymore?
Well, here's my comp. Is you see what Elon Musk did over at Twitter. Mm-hmm. Okay, he got rid of a lot of stuff. The service is just as good, if not better. And I guess they're way more profitable now without all of that. So, the real issue here is the national debt, the $35 trillion that's going to destroy us if we don't do something about it. It's going to destroy the dollar. You're seeing countries now thinking about getting away from the dollar. We've got to do something about that.
Yeah.
You cannot spend money that you don't have and not have it come back to bite you. And we've got to do something about it. And Biden, just over and over again. You were talking about the college debts that they let go.
Yeah.
They didn't let go.
No.
They put it on you.
Right.
They put it on me. All right. And I was out here making calls one night, and I spoke to a young lady, and she says, oh, Biden relieved me of my college debt. And I immediately said, no, somebody else is now having to pick that up.
Yeah.
So he's just out buying votes. We can't afford to keep doing that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's an important message, too, that we need to spread is, hey, while your family is living in their $5 million home and you went for your gender studies degree, Jim down here, who's struggling to keep his trailer afloat that you downplay, even though it's a beautiful home, but you want to make fun of it and do all this, he's paying your loan now. As you live off of...
As he's trying to pay for his own kid to go to college.
As your parents are on vacation and everything else, he's trying to get his kid into a school. I think that's a big reminder for these people who think their student debt was relieved. It wasn't relieved. You've put it on people who can't really afford to pay it anymore.
Well, that is an issue, but when I'm calling around talking to people on the phone, the two big things that are on everybody's mind is the southern border and the inflation. And these are the things that we are really talking about, and these are the things that create leverage for us as Republicans in this election cycle.
Yeah.
We could talk forever about the border. These people are murdering us. They're murdering the women. They're raping the women.
Children, too. Don't forget children.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. There's 8 million of these people here.
If not that many more. But you talk about days off. We were joking about being off for the weekend. Dude, you can't take a day off between now and Election Day. And then when you are elected, as you've said, you're not losing. When you are elected, the real work begins. I mean, are you ready for that? Are you ready to roll up your sleeves and be that guy that actually gets things done?
I am. It's funny. I was thinking about what committees that I want to get on. The first one is foreign affairs. Okay, absolutely, positively, I want to get on the Foreign Affairs Committee. But, to your point, I'm going to have a staff. I'm already sort of feeling around for 3 or 4 people. I'm going to need some support. Okay, as I'm doing stuff in Washington, some people that are very knowledgeable about certain different areas. If you'll remember in 2016, somebody asked Trump a question. He wasn't quite sure how to respond to it. And he says, well, you know what? I'm going to have people around me. So that's sort of the way that I feel about it. But, certainly I'm very motivated on this whole thing with the border, and I would love to get on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
I'll do it for 12 AD star balls every week. That's easy. I'll come give you ideas, tell you how to roll with this, how we can energize it. But yeah, it is important to have a team and to get that message out.
But yeah, people that are knowledgeable, like you're saying.
Yeah.
What experience do you have? Because people are going to say, well, why would you be a foreign? Why would we put you on that? What do you think you'll bring to that?
I'm an opinionated guy who reads the news. Let's put it that way. I mean, that's my experience. I'm not a politician, bro. I'm coming way out of left field. I sold baseballs. I taught school. I drove Uber. I changed tires. I'm not a politician. So that
actually adds value, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, it's
because that's the outsider.
Well, it's a representative product.
Yeah, that's right. And Donald Trump, another guy that was an outsider, and that's the thing. I think that brings so much value because the last thing I want is another politician. And for that matter, the qualifications that you have or don't have, I bet it matches up to those clowns. Have you seen the resumes of the fools that we have in D.C.? Good Lord.
Well, to your point, I don't know where you guys stand on term limits. I think we should have term limits. I think you should cap it at 12 years.
Look at McConnell. I mean, I'll use a Republican because I don't want Democrats yelling at me. McConnell needs to go.
We need fresh blood, men.
Yeah.
Okay, 12 years, that's 2 terms as a senator or 6 terms as a congressman.
Yep.
There's no reason for people to sit up there and get old and stale, and they get influenced by all the money and
that's the reason.
And we need to do something about that. I would be adamant to go and try and do that. But you know who doesn't want that is the Congress people.
Sure.
Because they use these every election to raise money.
That's right. Lose power and money. Why would they ever volunteer for that? They're all against it. Even the people, Rhino, that says they're for it, they say they're for it. I know better than that. I know they're not for it because of exactly what Jeff is talking about, who's running for 6th versus Lucy McBath. Find out more about him. Just do a quick Google search for Jeff Criswell. It's easy to find him. That's the thing. These people don't want it. They don't want to take those handcuffs off. They don't want to put handcuffs on themselves.
No, nobody wants to put handcuffs on themselves. Nobody wants to empty their pockets because they're getting free money. Why would you? I wouldn't. I mean, if people were to come up to me and go, hey, here's $1 million, I'd take it. That's exactly why I'm not in politics, because I think it would ruin the way I thought about what I believe in, which is freedom for every person in this country. That our border should be secure. That, and people are pretending like these are one-offs. Lake and Riley's one-off. I gave an example yesterday of 15 kids over the last 3 months that have been sexually abused, raped, or by an illegal immigrant. It's unacceptable. And it's not about their race. It's about someone who came here illegally, broke a law, and needs to go away. So, that's one of the things that we really need to focus on. So I'm glad that that's one of your top priorities. The economy and energy need to be the next. We need to be energy independent again.
Well, absolutely. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Just come on.
I don't know why we're not pumping our own oil. Okay, Trump had that thing really, really going great, and Biden on the first day cut that pipeline off, told everybody to go
Rhino
find a job.
Was the first person to wave the flag.
Yep. Okay, day one. So look, green energy. I want us to move toward green energy in a methodical way that makes sense.
But it's not even green, Jeff. That's the problem. You're still mining in the ground.
I totally agree.
Green energy is a marketing campaign. I'm not
agree.
saying you can't choose different forms of energy, but green energy does not exist. There's always a cost to energy.
Sure.
So I'm not saying we shouldn't have any different alternative energies. You just can't. Green energy, that's a marketing campaign.
Well, it'd be nice if we could live on solar and wind, but that's not realistic.
No, not really.
There you go. Jeff, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We got to have you back again.
How do people find out about you?
Oh, head on over to jeffcriswell.com. If you want to pitch in, we would not say no to a donation. $10, $100, $1,000, whatever you can handle, we need it. Thank you very much.
Jeff,
thank you, Jeff.
Your next representative from Georgia 6 when he unseats Lucy McBath.
I ain't joking about the 12 softballs either.
Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
Cheap labor.
So we'll have Jeff back, and we want you to come back. Remember, Tuesday, Neil Bortz in studio. It is going to be a historic morning for the Morning Extra. So for everybody on the show and everybody listening, thank you so much. I'm Tug. Y'all come back down here.